Well, I have them. It's great, but-
Do you do the neighbor's dogs too,
Do we have all? Okay. Yes. Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Jason, has your fingerprint person already fingerprinted him?
Yes, Your Honor, fingerprint already on.
Okay, is that going to be your next witness? Okay, so what I'll do then, is there anyone here who has somebody who's on bond?
Yes, Judge.
All right.
You have somebody that's not on bond, so we can take care of it now?
Do it right here, Mr. Villarreal, we're ready.
All right, if I can have the,
I take care of
yes,
We're ready.
okay. All right, the court, sorry, Cindy, are you ready? All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 4216 State versus Anthony Villarreal. Just one moment. All right, could I have parties announced?
Charles Bull, Mr. Villarreal.
Are you Mr. Villarreal?
Yeah.
It's okay. Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Thank you, Deputy Laura. Did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yeah.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Case, Class A misdemeanor, avion. No objection.
Right, did you review the admonishments and waivers and admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it, sign it in all the appropriate places? State is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault bodily injury as a Class A misdemeanor. Range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yeah.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, off the record for a moment. And do you believe he was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Villarreal, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of a Class A misdemeanor assault bodily injury. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution, if any, to the complainant. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense? State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, are there any such motions? Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years, TAP evaluation, 180 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with the complainant. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence? All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses? The state would call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we passed the respondent agreement. The only other thing that we ask is that, the community service hours, we can less than that. Something more reasonable. He does have a job in work. We can take some of that off. So, besides that,
All right, so what caused this? Yes.
So basically, so if I.
Okay.
They were best.
But then it says you called him back and said, "I love you, bro." That's what it said in the voicemail. It says, hours later, you left him a voicemail and said, "I love you, bro." All right, that's what's in the police report. All right, so here's the thing. I understand that when things happen, right? Heat of the moment, you're doing things, but you can't do that, right? You have to call the police so that the police can handle it, and hopefully they'll do an appropriate investigation, a diligent investigation, and that will be taken care of at that time. You understand? All right, so you're employed. What do you do? All right, and do you have any children? All right, what are their ages? Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, or you can do the patch. The patch costs more. They'll be able to tell you how much that costs. There's to be a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. Restitution, if any, and no contact with Andrew Mark Schreiber, Schreiber. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 20-day reset on that for a restitution hearing? While she's getting that date, there's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once the parenting classes are complete, the restitution will be deemed satisfied. Field, all right, August 4th will be your restitution hearing. You can appear by Zoom. Field visits one time per month for 3 months. Probation, is there anything else? Oh, thank you so much. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. All right, did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yeah.
Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing: to be successful in probation in this court, communication is key. If there is an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court, although you always do. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes. All right, State,
Yes,
is your witness ready?
I believe so, Judge.
All right, if you have them take a seat. Who is here on Luis Morales? Come forward. Mhm. And Deputy Laura, if you could line them up. All right, so on this case today, where your plea deadline date was actually June 30th, so, all right, so we're gonna give you a jury trial date. How long do y'all expect this trial to last?
It's hard to say, Judge, it really depends on the state's witnesses.
Like 3 days excluding, excluding jury selection. All right. So we're gonna give you a jury trial date. Your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. You understand? Otherwise, if you want to enter a plea, you'll have to enter a plea open to the court. And do you want a bench trial or a jury trial? Do you want a bench trial or a jury trial? All right. I have to make sure he says it. Okay. All right, Norma, I need a jury trial date, 3 days, excluding, I'm sorry, when? All right, September 9th is going to be your jury trial date. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused. Sure. All right, State. On this case, defense wants a jury list. And I'm signing. Have you all reviewed the request?
I don't know what the.
I don't know if you want Duffy to see it. If everyone is okay with the information that's being requested, because I know sometimes I know with a jury list, people want addresses and all of the extras. So I don't know anything about your case. All right, including the complainant's name and address. All right, so this is what we'll do. Counsel, if you want to come back on a specific date, or either, I don't know if Duffy is able to look over this. Okay. Okay. All right, thank you. All right, I need a file stamp for a plea. All right, we're gonna go on the record. 2023 CR 10004 State versus Tyler Ashbaugh. Can I have parties announced, please?
Megan Galloway and Jason Garahan for the state.
Nathaniel Navy and William Salazar for Mr. Ashbaugh.
All right, and are both parties ready to proceed?
Nice and ready, Judge.
State video.
All right, let's bring the jurors in, please.
All right, for the jury.
Oh, I'm sorry, was something left behind? All right, thank you. All right, everyone, please be seated. State, call your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor, the state called Sandra Lee.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Just make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear. And
Yes.
if you'll state your name for the record.
Sandra Ruiz, SandraRuiz.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Ruiz, can you please just introduce yourself to the jury and tell them what your occupation is?
Yes, I am a latent fingerprint examiner for the City of San Antonio Police Department.
You say latent print examiner. Can you explain to them what that entails?
What that entails is I'm working and researching assigned case workload. I examine and compare prints that are lifted at crime scenes to deem them legible or not legible. I also make AFIS, automated fingerprint identification system, submissions and comparisons. And I also write identification reports on cases.
And I know there's probably many other things in your duties, but that's a general overview of what you do.
Yes, sir.
How long have you worked for San Antonio Police Department?
I've worked for the San Antonio Police Department 30 years.
30 years. And so through this time that you've worked with them, have you had certain training and I guess also experiences in the field of latent print examining?
Yes, sir.
And are you able to say, pick up a print or somebody collects a print from a crime scene and then they bring that print to you? Are you able to compare that to other prints that are known to determine whether those are the same prints and came from the same person?
Yes, sir.
And when somebody is at a crime scene, say it's a CSI investigator or somebody, an officer collecting prints, can you tell the jury how in most cases, how do they lift those prints and bring them to you?
As far as the way we receive them,
Mhm.
the CSI or the UEDI drop them into a safe lockbox. Every day, we have 6 examiners. Every examiner goes to the central evidence unit and picks up these latent print jackets that are submitted in that lockbox.
And so, oh, sorry, go
And
ahead.
then we also, once we receive them, we divide them evenly, for the most part, amongst every examiner.
And so let's go to a case number, SAPD case number 22-10-82-29. Were you, I guess, in a sense, what you're saying, were you assigned this case?
Yes, sir.
And were you assigned to analyze or any fingerprints associated with this case?
Yes, sir.
And subsequently, did you analyze any latent print cards that came in on this case?
Yes, I compared, I looked at them all.
Okay. And did you bring those to the courthouse today?
Yes, sir.
And Mark, list, this envelope that you brought in. I'm gonna put it over something that doesn't
Yes.
cover anything. As state exhibit number 119. Can you please just go through that? And, well, one, tell me if you recognize that envelope.
I do,
And
yes.
how do you recognize that envelope?
It has a case number, it has the offense information, how many cards, the date, and the CSI that lifted it.
And who was the CSI that listed it?
The CSI that lifted it is Joe Anthony Rodriguez, 9428.
And does it also have the case number listed on there that's associated with this case?
Yes,
And can you please just for the record read that case number?
yes, 22108-229.
Now, within this envelope, have you analyzed what's in that envelope?
Yes,
And what is in in that envelope?
Latent prints.
And those latent prints, were those the latent prints that were collected during the investigation of this case that you're aware of?
Yes,
And were they collected by Joe Anthony Rodriguez?
yes,
And now, were you able to look at those cards? Were you able to identify any legible prints on those cards?
yes.
How many of those cards were you able to identify legible prints?
Out of the five prints that were, out of the five cards that were submitted, four of the cards were not legible. One card had one legible print on it.
Now, can you describe to the jury what we mean by legible and non-legible prints?
Legible means that I have enough points of identification to make an identification and or an elimination. Not legible prints means basically it's a smudge.
So out of the five cards you stated just previously, just to reiterate, four of the cards had non-legible prints
Correct.
and one card had legible print.
Yes, sir.
Now, were you able to compare that legible print to a known print?
Yes.
And the known print that you compared it to, who did the known print belong to?
May I open up the latent jacket? Identified it to Tyler Ashbaugh.
And where did you get this known print from at that time?
SAPD files.
And so you had it and you were able to compare it to this individual.
Yes,
And it came back to a Tyler Ashbaugh. Do you have a date of birth for that individual?
yes, sir.
And what is that date of birth?
1/19/2000.
And I guess you could say 8 fingers and 2 thumbs or 10 fingers.
Yeah, yes, 10 fingers.
10 fingers. So what, do you indicate from that print which finger that belongs to Tyler Ashbaugh?
Yes,
And which finger is that?
I've identified it to the left thumb.
Left thumb. And does it indicate on this card where this print was lifted from?
Yes,
Where was that print lifted from?
the rear view mirror detached.
Now, at this time, when you compare these prints, you're able to determine that the known print matched the print that was found on the review mirror of this card that was submitted by Joe Rodriguez, the CSI in this case. Is that correct?
Yes,
And at that time, you never met a Tyler Ashbaugh. Is that correct?
correct.
Today in court, did you meet a Tyler Ashbaugh?
Yes,
And were you able to take fingerprints from this individual?
yes.
And when you took these fingerprints from this individual, did you, well, one, how do you take these fingerprints from Tyler Ashbaugh today?
I got a white card and took a black ink pad and rolled a few of his fingers. And I put the impression on this white card.
Okay. And I had already marked that as state exhibit number 120. Is that the card you're speaking of?
Yes,
And there's some fingerprints on the front that look like, how do you take, is it ink or what is that?
8 rolled prints.
And there's some on the front and there's some on the back. Is that correct?
Yes,
And were you able to compare that known print to the print from the card that Joe Rodriguez turned in for this case?
yes,
And were you able to make a determination whether it was made by the same person?
yes.
And who was that person?
Tyler Ashbaugh.
And can you please identify or point him out in courtroom and identify an article of clothing he's wearing?
The man with the glasses, white shirt and blue tie.
Thank you. In your honor, at this time, the state would move to enter state exhibit number 119 and 120 into evidence. We'll finish with this. We're in the chat.
No objection.
Right, State's Exhibit 119 and 120 is admitted without objection.
Oh, just a couple more questions, actually.
Yes.
Have you ever come across an individual or two individuals that have the same fingerprints?
No,
Have you ever even heard of two individuals having the same fingerprints?
no.
You have over 30 years of experience in this field?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll pass the witness.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, is this witness excused?
Yes, by the state, Your Honor.
Defense as well, Judge.
All right, if you'll just leave the exhibits with the court reporter and make sure you remove the microphone.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. State, call your next witness.
State calls Sergeant Chris Lloyd.
Thank you.
All right, if you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear. And if you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Christopher Lloyd.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Sergeant Lloyd, how are you currently employed?
I am currently employed with the San Antonio Police Department inside the homicide unit.
And how long have you been with the San Antonio Police Department?
I've been with the San Antonio Police Department for approximately 12 years.
Are you a certified peace officer in the state of Texas?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And, in your current role with the homicide department, what are your duties?
I'm currently assigned as a sergeant within the homicide unit. I oversee case assignment to approximately 23 detectives.
Okay. Now, what type of training did you undergo to become a police officer in the San Antonio Police Department?
I attended the San Antonio Police Department Police Academy. We went through approximately 8 months of training.
Okay, and then after that, did you go through an FTO phase?
Yes, ma'am, I had a 3-month and 2-week FTO phase.
Okay. Can you just explain to the jury the promotional process within SAPD?
Once you achieve 5 years on the department, you are eligible to take the DI's exam, which entails approximately 1,000 pages of material to be read and then studied. You'll take a test on that. The attrition for the department for that year will decide how many people promote. And then once you achieve the rank of detective, you spend another 2 years in rank, in which you'll be eligible to take another test to promote to sergeant.
Okay. And now, were you employed with the San Antonio Police Department back on June 5th of 2022?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
And what was your rank then?
I was assigned as a detective in the homicide unit.
Okay, and within the homicide unit, what kind of cases were you working on?
In 2022, I was assigned to the aggravated assaults detail. We would handle everything from threats all the way to shootings with a hit where the victims lived.
Okay. Now, were you enlisted by Detective Tudor to help him work and conduct investigation on SCP 2210-8229?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Okay, and do you recall what he reached out to you for help with?
Yes, ma'am. Detective Tudor requested I look at some cell phone records that he had obtained during his investigation because I was certified in the CellHawk program, which helps us analyze phone records.
Okay, and can you just briefly explain to the jury what CellHawk is and how you use it?
CellHawk is a program that was developed to assist in correlating records that are associated with a specific point on a map, a latitude, longitude, like a cell tower that's provided within different data sources.
Okay. And, so you were enlisted to conduct the cellular analysis of the information that Detective Tudor received from the cell phone company, is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. And now, I guess, what type of information were you receiving from the cell phone company to be able to do this analysis?
The cell phone company provided data contained within the cell phone usage of a particular device, include which cell towers a particular device utilized, when, how long.
Okay. And I guess cell phones operate on radio frequencies, is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay, and is that how the cell phone company is able to collect that data?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, can you explain to the jury what cell sites are?
Cell sites are towers located throughout the country. These cell towers can be close in proximity or further apart, depending on the region, whether you have a lot of mountains, trees, buildings. They can be as obvious as a tower in the middle of the sky with multiple antennas on it, to disguise as art buildings to prevent people from having an obnoxious view.
Okay. And contained on a cell tower, I mean, can you just describe to the jury what they look like?
Generally, a cell tower will be a large metal mass that extends up into the air, sometimes 100 feet, and they'll have three sides. Within each side, it'll have little antennas mounted to it that face a particular direction. Each side covers approximately 120 degrees, adding up to 360 coverage on a cell tower.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you what has been marked as exhibit 117 and 117A for demonstrative purposes. Do you recognize these two photos?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and regarding State's Exhibit 117, is that a fair and accurate depiction for demonstrative purposes of what a cell tower is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then regarding State's Exhibit 117A, is that a fair and accurate depiction of the sectors from a cell site sector?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. At this time, the state offers State's Exhibits 117 and 117A and 1022 defense for inspection.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, States Exhibit 117 and 117A is admitted without objection. Granted.
Okay, a detective or sergeant, excuse me, Sergeant Lloyd, I'm showing you what has been entered into evidence as State's Exhibit 117. Are those the three training or like the sectors that you were speaking of?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay, and can you explain to the jury how the cell phone interacts with the cell towers through the radio frequencies?
A cell phone interacts with the cell towers through a subscription that's placed through one of the major carriers, AT&T, Verizon, Sprint. The cell phone uses radio frequencies to communicate with the square or rectangular boxes at the top. Within that, there's computer systems that log all interactions between a device that's subscribed to a network and the uses thereof.
Okay, and so when you receive this information from the cell sites, is it pinpoint data or are you just receiving a general area? Can you explain that to the jury?
Cell companies try to store the most data they can when it comes to usage. The basic data that's provided, the call detail records, will be limited to a sector of a antenna to include the face of the antenna that's facing your cellular device.
And so is State Exhibit 117A a fair and accurate depiction of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so the data that you're receiving would be within a sector, is that fair to say?
That's correct, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what is the difference between the cell site data and timing advance data?
Cell site data is generally speaks to a sector that the cellular device is utilizing to communicate with the tower. If you had a timing advance, it'd be more specific and can give you more precise data. Not all cell phone records will give you precise data that is usable to a specific geographic location, like to a foot. But when you're looking at the cell site, it will give you the parameters of the quadrant.
Okay, and so when you received, the cell records, or I guess, did you receive cell records for the defendant in this case?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Do you recall what his name was?
I remember his first name,
What was that?
Tyler.
Okay, and what was the first step that you took in trying to go about your investigation with Cellhawk?
So once I obtain the records, I enter them into Cellhawk, and then once I see the records are in Cellhawk, I validate that a device appears to be consistent with a particular person using it. I look at their home address and see if there's a cell tower that's utilizing his home address. When a person would ordinarily be sleeping, you would assume that the phone would be with them at their house. So to validate it, I check for consistencies with the usage.
Okay, and so did you do that in this case?
I did, ma'am.
Okay, did you find that there were consistencies with the home address of the defendant?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, and then starting about, I guess, did Detective Tudor brief you on some statements made by the defendant and some addresses that were involved in this investigation?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
Okay, and then so starting out, did you conduct an analysis starting at 2 p.m. as to where the phone was pinging in that moment?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, do you recall what were the findings of that?
The device had usage consistent with with Tyler's workplace for several hours, and also had usage consistent with other parts of his story for that afternoon, accounting for his whereabouts.
Okay. And then there was another analysis conducted regarding twin taverns, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, do you recall what your findings were regarding that location?
Yes, ma'am. Tyler had indicated he was at a local bar in the area of Nacogdoches and O'Connor, I believe, at a specific time, and there was cell tower usage consistent with a device being in that proximity.
Okay. Did you create a PowerPoint that documented your findings?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Would it help you refresh your memory on certain details if you were able to review a copy of that?
Yes, ma'am, it would.
If you want to just take a look at that for me. And does this appear to be a fair and accurate copy of your PowerPoint presentation that you created?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay, so you can review it, but just don't read from it. So do you recall at what time the phone was showing to be at the Twin Taverns location?
Yes, ma'am, it appears the device used a cell tower adjacent to Twin Towers between 1:10 and 2 a.m.
Okay. And then moving on May 22nd, 2022, at about 2:01 a.m., where was the phone showing to be at that? Right, at what cell tower sector was it facing?
So at approximately 2:01, the device started utilizing a different cell tower segment, which was in a closer proximity to the crime scene than it was at the bar.
Okay. And I guess the cell towers that were in the area of the crime scene, would that sector and also cover the area and the Buckmore Drive residents?
Yes, ma'am, it would.
Okay. And then, moving on, at around 2:30 AM, was there any data that showed where the phone was, connecting to the cell tower at that time?
Yes, ma'am. The device showed consistencies with usage along the 35 corridor in a hotel, and then also the suspect's residence.
Okay. And then, did you conduct an analysis of the data at 7:30 AM on May 22nd, 2022?
Yes, ma'am. The device showed consistencies with it being at the suspect's residence.
Now, when you use Cellhawk, are you able to make, or I guess after you plot the points in Cellhawk, are you able to, make evidence that would be able to be presented in court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you do that in this case?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
I'm showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 121. Do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And what is contained on that exhibit?
This exhibit is an animated version of the data that I collected to show the movements as I observed them on the program.
Okay, and you reviewed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it a fair and accurate depiction of the data that you analyzed in your findings?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, and has it been altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Okay. At this time, the state offers State's Exhibit 121 and tendering to defense for inspection.
No objection, Judge.
All right, State's Exhibit number 121 is admitted without objection.
Permission to publish here.
Granted.
Okay, and so what we're viewing on Exhibit 121 is that the Cellhawk program that you were referring to.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay, and so I'm gonna pause it. I see that we have some locations with pins on them. One being a location on Judson Road, another being on O'Connor Road. And then there's a second one on O'Connor Road, and then one on Buckmore, and then one on Perrin Central. So starting with the Perrin Central, do you know what that location is?
Yes, ma'am. That is described as the S. Tyler's workplace.
Okay. And so you start analyzing the data, it appears, starting May 21st, 2022 at approximately 11 AM, is that correct? And if you can't see, you can turn around and look on the big screen.
Or if you need to step in the well and go from their computer, you're more than welcome to do that.
Wait, make out the one digit right above your cursor. I believe it's in the morning time.
In the morning time.
Yeah, it is in an AM on 5/21/2022.
Thank you. And the Judson Road location where we can see the red overlay, do you know what that location is?
Yes, ma'am. That's described as Tyler's residence.
And what are we seeing currently?
It appears the device is utilizing different cell towers as it moves throughout the northern portion of the city.
Okay, and then so on May 21st of 2022 at around 2 p.m. it starts showing that it's at the defendant's work address, is that correct?
That's correct.
And what are we seeing currently?
It appears the device moved to the northern sector of that tower for a short time frame, and then returned back to the, looks like the southeast sector of that tower.
And then what are we seeing here?
It appears the device has moved north along Nacogdoches Road vicinity and is working its way towards the 35 corridor again.
And we just saw a lot of movement in the rewind a little bit. So when the phone appears to move from this region, where does it appear to move?
It moved in the direction of a cell tower adjacent to the Twin Towers off of, I believe that's O'Connor and Naco.
Is that what we're seeing currently?
Yes, ma'am. It appears consistent with that Twin Towers tavern bar.
Okay. And then what are we seeing currently?
It appears the device is utilizing different towers as it's moving throughout the area. You see a cell tower usage to the slightly to the west, and then it looks like the cell tower to the south was utilized, and then there's also one on O'Connor again, with each having timestamps on them.
And so it appears that at 2:01 AM, the device was using a cell tower that was in the region of, the crime scene. Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what are we seeing currently?
It appears the device has reached a stationary point on 35 near O'Connor.
And then I guess for the second half of, the exhibit, did you conduct a secondary analysis with different data, or what are we seeing currently?
Yes, ma'am. I attempted to put the timing advanced data within the presentation. I restarted it from the beginning with both being depicted. And what you'll see is some green flashes. That data did not appear to be concise enough to show you a pinpoint location, but was consistent with the movements of the device.
And when the screen shows all green like that, what does that mean?
The cell tower is trying to approximate where the device is at, and it's struggling to locate a more precise data. The bigger the circle, the less precise it is. The smaller the circle, the more precise it is.
Was there anything else of significant note in your investigation?
Well, not that I recall.
Your process.
Defense.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Sergeant Lloyd.
Good afternoon, sir.
And just to try to understand these cell sites a little bit more. So when we say cell site, we're talking about the tower itself, correct?
Yes, sir. A specific latitude and longitude on a map where a tower has been placed.
Okay, so that latitude and longitude is the location of the tower, not the cell phone, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And this cell site data, it doesn't always approximate to the exact location of somebody's cell phone, correct?
No, sir. It tries to use the best positioned sector that the device is facing, depending upon the conditions around it.
Okay, is it accurate to say that it's not always the closest cell site that picks up the cell phone, but just the one with the strongest signal?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, so if I sent 3 text messages, let's say I send one now, one in 30 seconds, and then another one in 30 seconds, and I just stay right here. Is it possible that the first one is at the closest, the second one is actually from a different cell site, and then it comes back to the closest one that picks it up? Just because possibly on the second one, the strongest signal may have been a tower that's further away. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir. That's fair to say.
Okay, so is that a decent illustration as to it's not always the closest cell site that picks up the cell phone?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay. And now, in your testimony, you stated that there was, or that you believed that it appeared that Tyler's cell phone was staying in the Two Rivers bar area until approximately 2 a.m., correct?
That's correct.
Correct. And you made a PowerPoint presentation, I guess, of your findings of this, just to train other SAPD officers in this cell site information?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then one of those times that, so let me back up. The tower that was closest to the Two Rivers picked up Tyler's cell phone quite a bit, correct?
That's correct.
During that approximate time from 1:10 to 1:15 till right around 2 a.m., correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And the cell tower that was closest to the Two Rivers even picked up his cell phone. And when I said picked up, that was the tower that his phone used at approximately 1:55 a.m.
That's correct.
That's witness.
No further questions.
All right, is this witness excused?
By the state, yes, sir.
Yes, by the defense as well.
All right, you may step down. Yes, if you leave that just there and leave the exhibits with the court reporter, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
State, call your next witness.
The state calls Tatiana de Martinez Escobar.
May we approach?
Yes. And Mr. Porter's, Attorney Porter, if you'll come forward. And my understanding, Mr. Porter, is this is your client, is that correct?
That's correct, John.
All right, thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, the witness who's been called to testify is actually represented by Attorney Porter. So Mr. Porter will sit here. All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that members of the jury can hear. If you could state your name for the record.
Tatiana Martinez de Escobar.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Ms. De Escobar, how old are you currently?
I'm 25.
And, do you currently live in Bear County, Texas?
Yes, I do.
How long have you lived in Bear County, Texas?
My whole life.
Okay. Do you know the defendant in this case, Tyler Ashbaugh?
Yes, I do.
How do you know him?
He's my husband.
Okay. And you guys, formally married in May of 2024, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you have two children together, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the reason that you're here today is regarding an incident that occurred on May 22nd of 2022. Do you recall that day?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. And so on that day, do you recall about what time, where were you living on that day?
On that day, I was living at my apartment on Judson Road, Oak
Okay.
Valley.
And was that unit 1101?
Yes, ma'am.
And the apartment complex, was that, referred to as Oak Valley Apartment Complex?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that apartment located in Bear County, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who is living with you there at that residence?
My Tyler and my daughter.
Okay. And did Tyler go to work on May 21st, 2022? Do you recall?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall about what time he left your residence?
At 2.
Okay. And after he left your residence, you know what car he was driving on that day?
His dad's car, a Rogue,
Okay. And was that like an SUV or a car?
an SUV,
Do you recall what color it was?
white.
Okay. And I guess your cell phone, was it kind of hooked up to Tyler's or debit card at that time?
Yes, we share bank accounts.
Okay, and so would you receive notifications if he would make purchases?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall receiving any notifications about purchases that he made on the 21st?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What notification did you receive?
I can't remember exactly what the notification said. I know it was from a liquor store, I believe.
Okay. When Tyler was placed under arrest at your apartment complex, do you recognize that, or do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you remember going down to San Antonio Police Department headquarters to provide a statement?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And have you previously had a chance to look at that statement?
Yes.
Okay, and do you think that would help you refresh your memory as to things you can't remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm gonna show you this. Can you take a look at that for me? Okay. Does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And just regarding this document, it contains your name, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And your address at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that your correct phone number?
Yes, ma'am.
And your correct date of birth?
Yes.
Okay. And your correct emergency contact?
Yes.
Okay. And then is that your signature?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you need to, just feel free to look at it. Don't read from it, but if you need to refresh your memory, you can do that, okay?
Okay.
And so I guess regarding the notification that you received, can you refresh your memory starting right here as to what that notification was?
Have you ever had an opportunity to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what was that notification?
It was a notification from a corner store, Circle K.
Okay, and after Tyler left your home at 2 p.m., what was the next time that you actually saw him?
Early in the morning, I want to say around 7.
Okay, and so do you know what time he got off of work that day?
I believe he was supposed to get out of work at 10.
At 10 p.m., okay, and then you didn't see him until the next morning at around like 7 a.m., is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Were you communicating with Tyler at all, in between the time that you thought he got off of work until the time that he returned back to the residence?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Okay. Now.
And defense, you may move about
Thank you, Judge.
And just, do you recall what your phone number was back in 2022? For me, I have labeled it as State's Exhibit number 122. And you can flip through it if you need to. Does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the text messages between you and Tyler back on May 21st and 22nd of 2022.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I guess starting out on May 21st of 2022 at around 10 PM, did Tyler text you that he was getting gas at Murphy's?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And I guess after that, that was the time that he was supposed to get out of work, right around 10 PM.
Yes, ma'am.
And then it looks like you didn't hear from him for a couple of hours. Did that worry you a little bit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and were you trying to get in contact with him at around midnight?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then did he respond to you at around 12:25 AM on May 22nd of
Objection
2022?
hearsay, Your Honor.
With regards to your client's statements?
Yes.
Right, that'll be overruled.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Did he respond to you at around 12:25 AM on May 22nd of 2022?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And what did he tell you he was doing at that time?
He was telling me that he was gonna have to give his dad his car back.
Okay. And then did Tyler text you again on May 22nd, 2022 at 1:29 AM?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
What did he text you?
Objection hearsay.
And it's as to your client's statements?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state what's your response?
It's not hearsay, or it's a defendant's own statement. It's a party opponent, a statement against interest, and it goes to motive.
Sustained? I'm sorry, overruled.
You can answer the question.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What did Tyler text you on May 22nd, 2022 at 1:29 AM?
He said, hate my fucking life.
And then did he text you again at 1:30 AM on May 22nd, 2022?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
What did he say at that time?
Objection hearsay.
All right, and is it as to your client's statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, response?
Same response, Your Honor.
All right, that'll be overruled.
He said that he was trying to take his dad's car back.
Okay. And then did Tyler text you at 1:34 AM on May 22nd, 2022?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And what did he say to you at that point in time?
Same objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Same
Alright.
response, Your Honor.
It'll be overruled.
You can answer.
He said, shootout tonight, please fuck.
And when he texted you that, did that worry you quite a bit?
Yes, it did.
And you were trying to get in contact with him and trying to get him to come back home, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you didn't see him until the next morning, right?
No, ma'am.
Now I'm gonna show you what is marked as State's Exhibit number 123. Can you take a look at that for me, please? Okay. Does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of text messages between you and Harold Clemens?
Yes, ma'am, I believe so.
And do you know Harold Clemens?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Was he a friend of yours or the defendant or both?
Of Tyler's,
Okay. Would you hang out with him sometimes?
occasionally.
Okay. And so did Tyler ask you to lie for him about his whereabouts on the early morning of May 22nd, 2023?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
Okay. And did you relay that information to Harold later on?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. Now, in your residence in Judson Road, did Tyler have firearms there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you went and gave your written statement to detectives on that day, that Tyler was apprehended, did they ask you about the firearms that were in the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
And there were 2 firearms that he kept there, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what kind of firearms they were?
I know one was a shotgun and one was a handgun.
Okay. And regarding the handgun specifically, at the time that Tyler showed up back in the morning at 7 a.m., was the firearm in your home at that time?
I believe so.
Okay. But did he take it with him to work the day before?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
We talked about this, sir.
Defense.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Ms. Martinez Escobar.
Hi, good afternoon.
So, the state was, inquiring about a statement that you made, at police headquarters, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
sorry.
Do you read and write the English language?
Yes.
Okay. Did you physically write this statement?
No, sir, I did not.
Did you type that statement?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay. So, was that statement typed by a detective?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'd like to discuss the circumstances surrounding that statement. Now, at the time, on May 22nd of 2022, were you a stay-at-home mother?
Yes, sir.
And your daughter was how old?
3 or 4.
Okay, and so Tyler would work, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you would stay at home with your daughter,
Yes, sir.
and it was the 3 of you that lived in that apartment, correct?
Yes, sir.
There's nobody else that lived in that apartment.
No.
Correct. Would Tyler's parents help babysit your daughter?
No, sir.
Would your parents help babysit your daughter?
Judge, I'm gonna just object to this line of questioning as to relevant.
Like you could approach. All right, defense, you may proceed.
Okay, and so, so nobody in your side of the family or Tyler's side of the family would help babysit your daughter?
No, sir.
Okay, and when you gave, when you gave, or when you went to the San Antonio Police Department, did they bring your daughter with you?
No, sir.
Okay. Had you ever spent any significant amount of time away from your daughter
No.
when they were questioning you?
No, sir.
Okay, and so you stated a detective typed this statement for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then, did they just show it to you and ask you to sign it?
Yes.
Okay, did you review it in great detail, or did you just kind of scan it?
Just kind of skimmed over it.
At that point, was your priority getting back to your daughter?
Yes, sir.
But you did sign it,
Yes.
and you did date it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now, I know that, that you were discussing some text messages. Did you text after you got back from, headquarters? Did you continue to text Harold?
Yes.
Did you text him that Tyler is still saying that he didn't do it?
I'm gonna object, that's just self-serving hearsay.
Sustain.
I'm asking if she texted Judge, it's not hearsay, it's if she sent this text.
I believe your question is, you're asking if she sent a text stating what your client said, that's hearsay. So that will be sustained.
At any point in time, did Tyler ever say that he shot at police.
I'm gonna object as to self-serving hearsay.
Sustained.
Tyler never told you that he, or and now, may we approach Judge?
Yes. All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Now, right around the time that Tyler was arrested, did he have, were his glasses fixed or were they broken?
They were broken.
Okay, and you spoke to Tyler shortly after his arrest, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you let him know that you still could not find his glasses lens.
Yes, sir.
Correct. And so you stated that Tyler got back to your apartment around 7 a.m. in the morning, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I assume you were asleep at that time,
Yes,
but were you woken up a little bit by Tyler getting back into your bed?
yes.
And he never told you anything at that point?
No.
He just went to bed?
Yeah.
And then you were woken up by your phone, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, can you describe the kinds of alerts and text messages you're receiving?
I believe I was receiving a lot of phone calls from my parents and just messages. I had messages from.
Okay, were other friends sending you news articles?
Yes, sir. I had a news article from someone that I don't really know, but Tyler knows.
Okay, and was that news article, did that news article mention Tyler?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, and did you read that news article to Tyler?
Yes.
Okay, without getting into what he said, what was his reaction?
He was crying. He was crying a lot, just frantic almost, just kind of not very consolable or.
Was he surprised?
Yes, surprised.
Did he state that it couldn't have been him?
I'm gonna object as to self-serving hearsay, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Did he state that it couldn't have been him because he wasn't in the area?
I'm gonna object as to self-serving hearsay.
Sustained.
Have you known Tyler to have any sort of prejudice against police officers?
No, sir.
Is Tyler prone to making stupid decisions?
I'd say so.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, state.
I just have a few questions for you. So the day that you were taken to headquarters, your daughter, she was left with your mother, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and before you moved out into your apartment in Oak Valley, did you, Tyler, and your daughter live with your parents?
Yes, ma'am.
For about how long did you guys live with your parents?
I'd say like about 2 years.
2 years? Okay. Now, how long have you been in a relationship with Tyler, up until 2022? How long have you been together with Tyler?
Since 2018, so about 2 years.
So about 4 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you've been around him pretty frequently, would you say?
Yes,
Okay. And you've been around him when he drinks alcohol, is that true?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. In your opinion, would his demeanor change whenever you drink alcohol or become intoxicated?
A bit, yeah.
Okay. And when you would drink in excess, do you feel like you would become a different person?
I wouldn't say a different person.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you to just refresh your memory as to this paragraph right here. Okay, so in the statement that was, I mean, obviously you spoke with someone, at SAPD, is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so you relayed information to them, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then they typed it out, is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay, and then you reviewed it,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. And so in the statement that was provided, did you say Tyler usually drinks to excess when he does drink and he becomes a different person?
Objection to leading, Judge.
Right, the objection to
Also
leading,
hearsay.
the objection to leading will be sustained. The other objection will be overruled.
Okay. So after refreshing your memory, do you feel that Tyler would become a different person when he would drink in excess?
I did say that in the statement, yes.
Okay. Did you state that he would become assertive, defensive, and on guard when he drinks?
Objection leading.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, that'll be sustained, the objection to leading.
When he would drink, how would you describe his body language?
His body language?
Was his body language and tone different when he would drink alcohol versus when he was sober?
Yes.
Okay. And then moving on, when Tyler was under the influence of alcohol, did you believe that he was capable of committing an offense? like this?
Objection calls for speculation, no
Sus-
personal knowledge.
With regards to the no personal knowledge part, that will be overruled, but the objection will be sustained.
Judge, can we approach?
Yes. Is this witness excused or subject to recall?
Subject to recall, Your Honor.
All right, the rule has been invoked. You're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone. The only persons you are allowed to speak to are your attorney. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, you may step down. If you'll leave the microphone behind, please. State, call your next witness.
State calls Holly Wharton.
All right. Does anyone need a short break or no? All right, so before you call your witness, we're gonna take a 15-minute break and I'll have you all come back. All right, remember my previous rulings, you are not allowed to discuss anything that you've heard about this case. Everything that you need to know about this case is to come from inside the courtroom. Everyone, please rise for the jurors. All right, everyone, please be seated.
We use for the 15 minutes, Judge?
Yes.
Okay, just make sure.
Rick, you're here. Can Norma, see if Norma can text them and see if they're ready to do the plea on Gregorio Cantu?
I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it.
Oh, no, who's the, all right, is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, can you bring them out and then they need Gregorio Cantu? Sure. And who else needs someone? All right, is he in custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, they're gonna bring them up and then we'll take care of them and then. All right, and where's the paperwork on Hesbrook?
Right here, now they agree. I have them right here, I haven't, yeah, three of them.
One, person who's not in custody,
Where, who is it?
Mr. Michael, John Martinez.
All right, if you'll have him come up. And Norma, see if Victoria, if they're available. And I'm sorry, your client's name again, sir? Let me see if I have his paperwork. I don't have that, the paperwork for him.
Wow.
All right, could I have the file on Martinez, please? Thank you. All right, Mr. Martinez, today is your plea deadline date. So are you requesting a jury trial or a bench trial?
We are requesting a jury trial round. Just for the court information.
Let me see.
We still may have an opportunity to work this out as it comes to trial, but we understand the great process is, we're not at extending.
Yeah.
Can't come to any conclusion. We want to trial.
All right, so what I can tell you is your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not consider any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Well, Judge, the only thing I would ask is the case is an open trial having an issue with the rest of the you guys are
All right, Ms. Ferguson. This case is going to be recalled for Monday.
Okay.
Yes, the 21st. That will be your final plea deadline date. The court will not extend the plea deadline date any further. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay, all right. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
You wanna come up to? Be late, yeah. You're about to take break because we're also taking a break and Ray wants to do it.
All right, so can he be sworn in and then we'll take him up.
Yes, Your Honor, Ray's coming right up. Get over, move over, move over, move over.
All right, while that's being done, who is here on Gregorio Cantu?
He's in the box, Judge.
All right. Is this an application?
It is not, Your Honor.
All right, let's bring him up. And then I'll take Consolata. And once your guy's sworn in, I'll take him up. Court is calling 2022 CR 11226, 2022 CR 11225, State versus Gregorio Cantu. Can I have parties announced for the state? Defense?
Your Honor, good afternoon. Frankie Sandoval on behalf of Mr. Cantu.
Are you Mr. Cantu?
Yes.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, have you received all discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each cause number, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. In each cause number, sir, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? I'm gonna need you to speak up.
Yes.
Okay. Counsel, in each cause number, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, in each cause number, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Mr. Cantu, in each cause number, did you review the court's admonishments and waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
In each cause number, you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state would call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter a plea in each of these cause numbers?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
In my opinion, yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Gregorio, has anyone threatened you, Mr. Cantu, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each cause number, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. The cases will run concurrently, and there are no applications. What I can tell you, if the court finds that a weapon was used, the court will enter a finding of an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Do you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand that to be your plea?
Yes.
Defense is at the plea?
It is, Judge.
State is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motion?
There have, Your Honor.
Then in each cause, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State in each cause number, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments in both cases respectively, Your Honor.
No objection, Judge.
In each cause number, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it
Yes.
in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty in each cause, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
In the interest of justice, yes, we're asking for that, Judge.
All right. Mr. Cantu, why would you do such a thing?
I do.
Yes, why would you do this?
Try to end the world.
I'm sorry, what?
Try to end the world.
All right. So does he need to be evaluated for sanity?
Your Honor, it's been done. He has been rehabilitated, and this was our first hearing to come back. We discussed the different options, and it's Mr. Cantu's wish to go forward, begin the process of putting this behind him, considering the length of time this has been, that he's been waiting for this. And we appreciate the courtesy extended by the state in this generous offer.
So everybody believes he's competent and that he wasn't insane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Then in each cause number, the court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison. The cases run concurrently. In each cause number, there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, a $2,000 fine, and the court will recommend the therapeutic community. And each cause number, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification. I'm sorry, and in each cause number, there should be no contact with the complainants. In each cause number, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because these are plea bargain agreements, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you, sir. When you are, excuse me, sir, when you're released from custody, you need to make sure that you go to the Center for Healthcare Services, okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Daniel Hesbrook. I'm sorry, they're going to trial, so I'm gonna do them very quickly, then I'll take you up. All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 004123 State versus Daniel Michael Douglas Hesbrook. Can I have parties announced?
Rick Payne for the state of Texas.
Raymond Martinez for Mr. Ashbaugh.
And are you Mr. Hesbrook?
Yes, sir.
Are there any applications in this case?
No,
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
no.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Hesbrook, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I have, Judge.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We did.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we will be proceeding with the lesser included offense of harassment.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Additionally, Your Honor, we will be waiving the repeat offender enhancement.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Hesbrook, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, the state is proceeding on the lesser included of enhancement as as a Class B misdemeanor. Range of punishment is up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to $2,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to a jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state would call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Hesbrook, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Certainly,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 180 days in the Bexar County Jail. There's a $500 fine, no applications. State is taking in consideration 2025 CR 004122, and there's to be no contact with Adriana Lopez. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
That is the plea, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of harassment, how do you plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, state offers into evidence. It's Exhibit 1 with all attachments.
No objection.
State, have you spoken to the complainant?
Yes, and she is present. She would like to give victim impact statement after this is done.
All right, Mr. Hesbrook, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to a jury trial, a right for you to confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will sentence you to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Take in consideration 2025 CR 004122, and there's to be no contact with Adriana Lopez. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
40.
You're 40. All right. Do you have any children with her?
Negative.
All right. Do you have any property with her? All right. So here's the thing. She doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. This relationship didn't work out. Move on. She doesn't want you. Don't call her. Don't contact her. Don't pick up the phone. Don't send roses saying you're sorry. Don't do any of that. She no longer wants to be in a relationship with you. Move on.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, approaching.
Yes. I know he needs to be invited. They want to step you. What do they want me to do? All right, thank you. Message received, not needed, but thank you. Thank you. All right, you may proceed. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Martinez, for coming up here to handle that. Oh, Mr. Martinez, you're wanted by the other judge in the other court.
Understand.
All right, thank you. Oh, don't run. No accident should be happening. All right, Consolata. Sir, you're right here, sir. Hi. So you want a bond set, is that correct?
I was hoping, yes, Your Honor.
All right, have you conferred with the state on a bond amount or no?
We did not confer on a bond amount. I did kind of give them an update in the past, but we didn't discuss an actual bond amount. We would just ask that the court actually not reinstate, but do the same original bond amount, because he was remanded without bond more for not checking in with pretrial services, not because of any new offenses or any other issues with being
All right.
involved.
Court is calling 2025 CR 005770 State versus Christopher Patrick Consolata. Could I have parties announced?
For the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Lauren Lupton from Mr. Consolado.
And are you Mr. Consolata?
Yes, Your Honor, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you? And where are you from with that accent?
Oh, Judge, I'm from, I'm not fried, I'm in New York originally, I'm in 05, yeah, good to meet
I
you.
was thinking New York, maybe Boston,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, came in 05, brother was Air Force, how are you, Your Honor?
Doing great.
I'm willing to do anything, I'm willing to take that, if you can get that bond, it'd be greatly appreciated. I know I'm not supposed to talk.
Well, not until you're sworn in.
No,
but
I'm sorry, Judge.
Nice accent,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah,
You know, you don't know unless somebody tells you, right?
yeah.
All right, so this defense is requesting a bond. And what amount are you requesting?
I am requesting what the original bond amount was, which I'll be honest, I don't recall, but I do think I included in my motion.
Okay,
I think I would like to say $5,000. Mr. Consolado does not currently have a job. He lives with his elderly mother that is on a fixed income, and she would be the one paying the bond. She needs him to help care for her. She's in her 80s, I believe.
And what is his criminal history?
He does have criminal history, a few controlled substances, I believe.
All right, do you want to raise your right hand for me, sir?
Yes, man.
Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
So help me God, Judge.
All right, you can lower your hand. Have you ever received any type of diagnosis for any type of mental health issues?
Judge, no,
Have you ever been on any type of medications for mental health?
none.
All right, and the reason why I'm asking, because they do have special needs listed. Have you ever used drugs in the past?
No, just smoke. That's it, no.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Oh, yeah, oh.
No, I need you to calm down.
Okay.
I'm saying things like in the past, because whatever is involved in your case, I really don't want information about that because
Right.
whatever defenses your attorney may or may not have. So, but you need to be honest with me, because if
Okay.
I believe that you're not being honest with me,
Yes.
then your
that-
bond amount may reflect that. So have you ever used any type of drugs in the past?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what would that be?
Methamphetamine,
All right, and in the past, how often were you using?
not very much,
What does that mean?
like maybe once a month, not constant, twice.
I haven't heard of people using meth once a month when they're using
mean,
regular.
Not a heavy user, but like,
Okay, so here's the thing.
wait,
Let me decide that.
okay, go ahead.
All right, so how often were you using? Just be honest.
Yeah, weekly,
Weekly. Okay, see,
Yeah.
that wasn't hard.
nah,
So meth weekly, what else?
that's about it.
All right.
Yeah,
Now, are you employed?
not now.
When's the last time you had employment?
Maybe about 2 or 3 years ago.
Doing what?
I was in maintenance for the school district.
All right, and do you have a savings account or any money in savings?
No, I don't, not at the time, Judge.
All right. Any questions?
No questions. The state does have a recommendation.
All right, and the court will see that his previous bond was, I believe, 8,000.
The state would ask for a conservative double the original bond, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Consolado,
Yes,
part of my setting your bond is to make sure that you will appear and that you will follow through on your conditions.
absolutely.
The reason why you're here is because previously you didn't follow through on your pretrial conditions. So to set your bond again at $8,000 would not be appropriate because
Right.
you've already failed to follow through
Right.
at 8,000. So it is going to be increased. You understand?
I'm willing to do it this time, Judge. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, whatever, whatever you suggest, like a glass.
All right, we're gonna set his bond at 16,000. There's gonna be a referral to intensive outpatient treatment. That's gonna be through pretrial services. I'm gonna ask that the fees be waived. And also there is going to be a regular UAs, and I'm gonna ask that fees be waived. And there is going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. And there's to be no employment with minors or at a home healthcare facility or the elderly or as a home healthcare provider. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have him recalled back for discovery. Norma? All right. We're recalling this back on August 19th.
Okay.
All right.
Is there any
Yes.
way we could come Monday, August 18th?
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right. So we'll put it at August 18th. Ms. Ferguson will get a reset form for him,
Okay.
so he'll have it. And you're going to need to appear. You understand?
Okay, this is outpatient stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
We'll
and-
start there.
Right, and just obey, right?
Yes.
Just call in and do whatever, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Can I ask a clarification
Sure.
question? Because the original bond conditions did have the special needs
Mhm.
referral. Are you waiving that at this point and focusing more on the
Well, I'll
drug
tell you
abuse?
what, I will tell you, my experience is that when people have drug problems, it's hard to diagnose mental health issues until they're clean and sober.
Right.
But I'll do a referral for center.
Well, no, I'd rather have less
No.
obligations.
So here's
for
what we'll
Mr.
do.
Consolado.
We'll do a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. All you have to do is check in with them.
Right,
They'll run you to see if you've had any mental health issues in the past.
sure.
If there's nothing, they
Right.
won't have anything for you to do.
But you were saying that evaluation, I'm willing to do that. Was that what you wanted? I didn't.
Yes,
yeah,
I want you to
definitely,
make sure that you take
definitely.
care of your substance abuse,
You
okay?
got it, you got it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And if you can go in the back and tell Miss Ferguson
I
to
will
do
follow
a
up.
reset.
Good to meet you, Judge. Thank you.
You
Yeah,
too.
Take care.
I was confused with the accent because you have actors appear and they're
Everybody-
trying to do a Boston at our New York.
What they were doing to me in the pod, they were like, were you in Goodfellas? I was like, yeah, I had a cameo in it. Yeah. They give me a lot of stuff with that, you know? Take care, Judge.
All right, you too. All right, line them up. Can I take a break? Yes. Yes. Oh, just, give Cindy 5 minutes. Can you let them know how to line up in 5 minutes?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Dwight Chomley. All righty, we'll take Mr. Chomley up. Norma, you said Bacon was ready. Mr. Chomley is not responding. So he'll be placed in the waiting room. Okay, Bashan, in Superman, there's a news report that China has banned the kiss between Superman, I guess, and Lois. I guess it's like Della Street, Perry Mason. Matt Dillon and Miss Kitty, you're supposed to read between the lines. Yes, we're ready.
All right, for the jury.
All right, everyone, please be seated. State, call your next witness.
The state call is Holly Horton, Your Honor.
All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, if you'll keep your voice up so that everyone can hear, please state your name for the record.
My name is Holly Horton.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Ward, can you please just introduce yourself to the jury and tell them your occupation?
I am a forensic scientist supervisor that oversees the firearm and tool mark section of the Bexar County Crime Lab.
And that description that you just gave, well, can you describe what that entails and what you do?
Yeah, so one of my duties is a forensic scientist, and a forensic scientist examines evidence. The specific type of evidence I examine is firearms and ammunition components. So I examine firearms, test fire them, determine if they're operable or not. And then I look at various ammunition components. I have a demonstrative aid here of an unfired cartridge. And so just to show the other components that I look at would be the bullets and the cartridge case. And what I do is I look at them and look at tool marks that are left on them from the firing process or from the cycling process. And every firearm leaves its own pattern of tool marks on the bullet and cartridge case. And so I can observe those patterns using something called the comparison microscope, and then form opinions on whether a bullet or cartridge case came from a particular firearm.
And the demonstrative aid, if I may. I know that I think we didn't get an argument about this, but I kept on calling it a shell casing or something, but you spoke about this is a cartridge case?
Yes, a fired cartridge.
And the bullet actually, when it's unfired cartridge is inside of that, like that, is that correct?
That's correct.
And so when, I guess, what strikes this to make the bullet come out?
Right, so this,
if a firearm is being fired, the unfired cartridge goes into the chamber of the barrel of the firearm. And when the firearm's ready to fire, the trigger is pulled. And something called a firing pin strikes this area of the back of the cartridge, which is the primer. The primer contains a small amount of explosive material, which ignites the gunpowder that's inside of the cartridge case. Pressures build, and that pressure is what pushes the bullet from the case through the barrel out the firearm. And then the cartridge case, depending on the type of firearm, the pressures will push it rearward and it may extract or eject or get kicked out of the firearm and then cycle another round into the chamber.
And speaking of that, of the description of the firearm that you're describing, would that be described as a revolver or I guess a semi-automatic? Can you describe that to the jury, please?
Yes, so when I'm talking about a cartridge case getting kicked out of the firearm, I'm referring to a semi-automatic pistol. So this would be a handgun that each time you pull the trigger, it's going to fire one round. And then in that process, extract the cartridge case, take it out of the firearm, and then with a magazine, load another unfired cartridge into that chamber to be fired again.
And can you describe just briefly what a revolver type of handgun?
So a revolver would also be a type of handgun, but it has something called a cylinder, which spins or rotates each time you pull the trigger. It'll rotate another cartridge in line with the barrel.
And that type of firearm or handgun, does it eject the cartridge case?
It does not. You would have to manually remove it after you're done.
And speaking of cartridge cases, without the bullet that are fired cartridge cases, are you able to just concern these type of shell casings and look at certain marking on them that you could possibly match it to a firearm or a handgun?
Yes.
And can you describe to the jury just in general what type of markings you're looking for on the shell case?
Yes, so there can be a variety of tool marks. One would be from that firing pin. It can leave an impressed mark or firing pin impression. When the case pushes rearward against the firearm slide, it's a cycle. It creates other marks called bridge face marks, which are usually like irregular marks that could either be look kind of like scratches or weird shaped marks. When the case is pulled out or extracted and ejected from the firearm, those can leave tool marks as well. And then even from not firing, when the cartridge is loaded in the firearm, if that cartridge was not fired, the cartridge can be pulled back out. And that process of feeding and removing can also cause there to be various marks on the cartridge case body. And those would be from engaging with the ramp that it goes up into the chamber.
And so technically speaking, if you have a semi-automatic handgun and you have a live round in the chamber, can you pull back the slide and eject that live round?
Yes.
And you can continually do that until it's unloaded.
Yes, that would be one way.
Now, how long have you been a firearms scientist at Bear County?
I've been at Bear County for 6 years.
And how long in total?
In total, I've been a firearm examiner for 10 years.
And I'm gonna go to the firearms report, or rather the CIL case number 22-03151. Did you examine items in that case?
Yes, I did.
And did you make a report for that case?
Yes.
Well, let me, before I start with that, on this particular case, was there another firearms expert that analyzed or rather examined these items?
Yes, this evidence was originally analyzed by a different forensic scientist, Ed Wallace, who doesn't work at our lab anymore. He moved back to England. And so because he wasn't able to testify, I reworked the evidence again so that I could generate my own report.
So I guess what you're saying is Bear County's not gonna pay for Ed Wallace to take a trip all the way back from England to San Antonio.
Unfortunately not.
And so I guess what I'm getting at is that he wasn't, he left on his own volition to go back home to England.
Yes,
And so in doing that, we asked you to re-examine the items in this case for the firearms report.
yes,
And let me ask you, is it a SAPD case number associated with it? 22-10-82-29?
yes,
And listed complainants are Officer Philip James and Officer Roland Acuna.
yes,
And the listed suspect is Tyler James Ashbaugh.
yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you about state exhibit number 99. And going to bring that all to you. Yes, first, if you just want to observe the envelope, state exhibit number 99, and just tell me if you recognize that.
Yes, I do.
And it has quite a bit of markings on it. It looks over the years, it looks like it's been opened a couple times or a few times.
Yes.
But you recognize it because you had some certain markings on there.
Yes, so the CIL number that was mentioned, 22-03151. My item number, my initials, and the date I examined it are on this package.
Okay, thank you. And then I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna begin with 99B, state exhibit number 99B. Are you familiar with that envelope?
Yes, I am.
And it's already been entered into evidence, it hasn't been opened, but what would be contained within that envelope?
This envelope is set to contain a pistol magazine, so first time I have my pistol and 17 unfired 9mm caliber.
Okay, thank you. And then state exhibit number 99C. Can you tell me what that is pertaining therein?
So this is supposed to contain one unfired 9mm caliber.
And now, for purposes of this case, did you do any examining other than visually examining those items that were in the magazine and also the live cartridge rounds?
Those ones, I only examined them to determine if they were suitable for a particular fire exam.
And in this particular case, were these items and these live cartridge rounds suitable to fire in the pistol that you examined in this case?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what's marked state exhibit number 99C. I'm gonna go ahead and open the case. And I'm gonna ask you if you can withdraw the firearm from there.
The firearm safe.
And I'm gonna ask you, sorry, I didn't know you were thinking. Say, that handgun, what caliber is that handgun?
This is a 9mm caliber.
And I'm gonna ask you, is this the firearm that you analyzed or rather examined for this case?
Yes.
And does it have the same serial number that you have listed in your report?
Yes.
And I'm gonna show you what's marked state exhibit number 96. This is a photograph that was already entered evidence. Was that also the same firearm that you have in your hand?
Yes.
Thank you. And so tell the jury, how do you go about examining the firearm?
So when I examine a firearm, I determine its make, model, serial number, the caliber it is, the type of firearm it is. Based on that information, I perform a variety of tests to determine if the firearm is operable or not. That includes things like testing the safeties on it, testing the trigger pull, and the force it takes to pull the trigger to discharge. Once I've evaluated all the different aspects of the firearm, then the firearm is test fired in our lab's range, and fired cartridge cases will be collected. And those fire cartridge cases would become known standards for any future comparisons.
And so, as you test fired, with, live rounds and got those those fired cartridge cases to use for analyzing it against other cartridge cases, is that accurate to say?
Yes,
And so in this case, you test fired it. Now, to be fair, did Ed Wallace previously also test, this weapon?
yes, he did.
And, were his, test, cartridges found or spent or fired cartridge cases found in these little white boxes that are contained within this box?
Yes,
But did you use those for practice, or rather his test rounds, or did you use your own?
I created my own.
So you created your own fired cartridge cases to compare against other shell casings in this case.
Yes,
And well, let me ask you, this type of weapon, was it operable?
yes, it was.
And is it considered a deadly weapon in the state of Texas?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm going to show you now state exhibits number 22 and 22A and 22B. 22A is the envelope. Do you recognize that envelope?
Yes, I recognize CIO, my item number, initials and date on the outer packaging, my initials and date on my seal.
And now within there, we have the state exhibit number 22A and 22B. They've already been entered into evidence, but can you pull those out and tell the jury you recognize those?
Yes, I do recognize them.
And for this state exhibit number 22A in particular, what do you have it listed on your report?
22A I have as item 9-1-1, which was a fired 9mm caliber cartridge case.
And is there anything, other numbers associated with that were pertained for SAPD collection?
Yes, the envelope that it was contained in also had a number 15 on it.
15?
Yes, 1-5.
And then what about state exhibit number 22B?
22B was my item 9-1-2. It also had the number 1 associated with it, and it was a fired 9mm caliber cartridge case.
And that San Antonio Police Department number is number 1. Is that the number that is associated that you have on your report?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna play the crime scene video just briefly. And I know that you weren't at the crime scene. You didn't work with the investigators other than examine the items that went to the lab. Is that right?
That's correct.
We're playing the crime scene video. We're looking at a placard that says 1 on it. It shows a shell casing. And now, as we just watched, you saw the number 15 there. Again, you weren't at the crime scene. You didn't collect this evidence, did you?
I did not.
Okay. Now, let's go ahead and go to state exhibit number 52. I want to show you what's been marked. State exhibit number 52 and 52A and 52B are contained within those. Yes, please. Go ahead and just tell the jury if you recognize these envelopes.
I do recognize the envelopes. I recognize my item number, the CIL number, date and initials on them.
And can you tell the jury what is contained there in a 52A?
52A has an unfired 9mm caliber cartridge.
And on your report, what do you have that listed as?
That is my item 9-2.
And does it have an SAPD letter and number associated with that?
E1.
Thank you. And also, can you look at 52B and tell me if you recognize that item in that envelope?
Yes, that is a fired 9mm caliber cartridge case. It is my number 9-3 and SAPE number E2.
And so that's a fired cartridge case. And then 52A is an unfired cartridge case. Is that correct?
An unfired cartridge.
And again, you did not collect this evidence.
I did not.
Now, you did examine everything that is in front of you and that you just testified to. Is that accurate to say?
Yes.
Now, you already stated that you test fired the 9mm handgun in this case, and you had those cartridge cases that were fired that were your test subjects, I guess I can say that. Were you able to compare those items to the spent shell casings in 22A, 22B, and also 52B?
Yes, I did.
And can you tell the jury what your findings are?
So based on the microscopic comparison I performed, I determined that those 3 fired cartridge cases had been fired in the pistol, my item 8-1.
And so that's the pistol that we have listed as say exhibit number 99A.
Yes, yes.
And were you able to examine 52A? Were you able to examine that live round or unfired cartridge case?
Yes, I did look at it.
And when you analyzed, or rather examined that, were you able to determine whether it was cycled through the state exhibit number 99A?
Yes, it had tool marks on the case body that were reproducing as having been marked by that firearm.
So is that when you cycle through and eject this bullet or this live round out of the gun?
Yes, so without pulling the trigger, you
Without-
could remove it, yes.
And so it was your determination that those 3 fired cartridge cases came from that weapon, and also the live round unfired cartridge case came from that weapon. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, there is also another weapon or handgun in this case. Is that accurate to say?
Yes.
What weapon was that?
That was a 40 Smith & Wesson caliber Smith & Wesson model M&P 40 semi-automatic pistol.
And so you said 40 cal, and then you said there's 9mm. This is a 9mm, and that's a 40 caliber. Is that correct?
Yes.
And were you able to examine that weapon and determine that it was a good operating handgun?
Yes.
And were you able to compare that to shell casings that were entered in this case?
Yes.
And I'm going to show you what's marked state exhibit number 23.
I recognize CIL item number initials.
Okay. And are these the 13 fired cartridge cases of a 40 caliber level?
Yes, it Yes, this package contains 13 fired 40 Smith and Wesson caliber cartridge cases.
And from these fired cartridge cases, out of those 13, are you able, well, one, I'm sorry, I didn't even ask you, with that 40 caliber handgun, did you do test rounds with that one?
Yes,
And with those test rounds that you did, those spent shell casings, were you able to compare those spent shell casings of your test subjects to the 13 spent fired cartridge cases in that envelope?
yes, I did.
And did you determine where these 13 fired cartridge cases were fired from?
Yes, I determined those 13 cartridge cases were fired in the 40 cal Smith and Wesson pistol.
And everything that we've gone over, did you test any other items in this case?
No.
And with your examining of this firearm in comparison to Ed Wallace's, were there any discrepancies between the two? Like there was any other founded 9mm or was it accurate?
We had the same opinions about the evidence.
And just to point out, I think this morning we were speaking and we saw and caught just a clerical error on your report, which I believe it's the last paragraph before the remarks. You listed one item as 9-1-3, but that actually should be 9-3. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's correct.
And you actually filed a firearms report amended today that reflects that it should be item 9-3 and not 9-1-3.
Yes, made that correction.
And does that mean there's any other shell casings or anything else involved in this?
No.
Okay, thank you. We'll pass the witness.
All right, defense.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, is this witness excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Please leave your mic behind if you leave the exhibits with the court reporter. Date, you can call your next witness. All right. And if someone could just move those items.
I'll
to-
get it, Judge.
All right, thank you.
I'll get it.
I'll get it. All right, defense.
Judge, if we could have some time to make a couple motions outside the presence of the jury.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you will give us 10 minutes, please. Everyone, please rise for the jurors. All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, the state has rested. Defense, you have a motion?
Yes, Judge. Defense is making a motion for a directed verdict on counts 1 through 3. On counts 1 and 2, which are identical except for the names of complaining witnesses. Judge, there's been no evidence that Tyler Ashbaugh fired this intentionally and knowingly in the direction of anybody or did this to threaten any sort of imminent bodily injury to Philip Jaimez or Roland Acuna, or that there was any evidence that he knew they were public servants. There's also been no evidence that this was done.
Oh, counsel, you can remain seated when you
sorry.
make your argument.
I know.
Sometimes it's easier, I think, to read from the computer when you're sitting. So
Yeah, you got that, Judge. It's just out of habit. Or that this was done in any sort of retaliation or on account of complainant's exercise of official power and performance of an official duty as a public servant. And then for count 3, Judge, there's no evidence that the defendant did this knowingly. that he discharged the
Well,
firearm.
let's just approach counts one and two first. All right,
Okay.
so, state,
State has presented at least a substantial of evidence as to every element of the offense contained within the indictment. And so we ask that you deny defense's motion.
all right, so with regards to the, counts one and counts two, where it states and in retaliation,
Regarding that, Your Honor, it's in the conjunctive or disjunctive, and so although it says and the jury could be charged as to, or, and there has been evidence that they were peace officers that were lawfully discharging official duties as public servants.
all right. Defense, with regards to counts one and counts two, your request will be denied.
Understood, Judge.
And then count three,
And then count three, there's been no evidence that Tyler Ashbaugh knowingly, especially with regard to that mens rea, knowingly discharged a firearm at and in the direction of a vehicle. In regard to paragraph A, that has to be an essential element of this, that he knowingly discharged the firearm at and in the direction of a vehicle. And so there's been no evidence that he did this knowingly. And then for paragraph B, on or about the 22nd day of May 2022, Tyler Ashbaugh, hereinafter referred to as defendant, did knowingly discharge a firearm at and in the direction of individuals. Once again, as to that mens rea of knowingly, there's been no evidence that this was done knowingly, that a firearm was discharged at and in the directions of P. Jaimes and R. Acuna knowingly.
all right, state,
The state has presented at least a scintilla of evidence as to each element of the offense contained within the indictment. And specifically regarding the mental state as a determination that the jury would need to make, but as far as the evidence presented, I believe that we have provided sufficient evidence as to each element of the offense.
all right, that will be denied. Defense, do you have witnesses to present?
Judge, I have one more motion to make.
Yes. you
And
may.
that would be, I'm re-urging at this time that the state be required to elect on count three, either paragraph A or paragraph B, that they're going to rely on for conviction. These are not merely different manner and means of committing the same offense. The state is limited to one count or one conviction per count. And so because these aren't the same manner and means of committing the same offense, they are distinct and separate offenses that have distinct and separate essential elements. Whereas in paragraph A, it's knowingly discharging in the direction of a vehicle, and then it has the additional components that he then also be reckless as to whether the vehicle was occupied and that he failed to make adequate inspection and inquiry. So we have quite a few different and separate essential elements. If the jury was instructed on both of these, Judge, this could lead to a non-unanimous verdict if they were allowed to merely pick A or B as different manner and means of committing the same offense. And so I believe it would violate jury unanimity. And so we would request that the state be forced to elect either paragraph A or paragraph B that they will proceed forth on and rely on for conviction.
All right, state,
I would like to re-urge my previous argument that in the indictment, what is alleged by the state is a single act that falls under two distinct legal theories, and it's just amounting to different ways of committing the same offense. And so we would ask that you deny the motion.
all right, it will be denied. Defense, you said you had witnesses?
Yes, Judge, how late do you think we're gonna go today?
Well, let's just see where we are with
Okay,
the witnesses and
Okay.
we'll play it by ear.
okay, well, we have at least one ready to go.
All right. If you want to call them and have them here, and then I'll have the deputy line the jurors up.
Okay, I'll step out.
Okay, thank you. Yes, please. All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, defense, call your witness.
Defense calls Tyler Ashbaugh.
Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that everyone can hear. If you'll state your name for the record.
Tyler Ashbaugh.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Tyler.
How are you doing?
Good, okay. I want to get straight to the point, Tyler. On May 22nd of 2022, did you intentionally or knowingly shoot at any police officer?
No,
Did you intentionally or knowingly shoot at any vehicle that night?
no,
Did you try to shoot any person that night?
no,
Okay. Did you try to shoot any police car that night?
no.
Now, did you discharge your firearm that night?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Have you ever shot at a police officer?
No,
Have you ever shot at any person?
no,
Have you ever shot at someone's vehicle?
no.
Okay. Now, Tyler, how old are you right now?
I'm 25.
Okay. And when all of this happened, you sat here throughout this entire trial. When this happened, how old were you?
I was 22.
Okay. Where do you live now?
I live with my in-laws.
Okay. What are their names?
Daniel Martinez de Escobar and Sonia Martinez de Escobar.
Okay. And who else lives with you at that location?
My wife, my son, and my daughter.
Okay. How old's your daughter?
My daughter is 6 years old.
And how old is your son?
My son turns 1 on the 22nd.
Okay. And before this trial began, were you working?
Yes,
Where were you working?
I was working at Circle K.
Before this trial began, just right before this trial began, not on the day
Cabana.
that all this happened.
Taco Cabana.
Okay. And then obviously, and where were you working at the time of, the events that we've been here discussing?
Circle K.
Okay. Now, what was your salary at Circle K?
It was about
Relevancy?
Judge, it's just getting into his background.
All right, that'll be overruled. I'll allow you to answer that question.
$12.50.
Okay, $12.50 per hour. Okay. And at that time, who did you live with?
It was just me, my wife, and my daughter.
Okay, your son wasn't born at that point yet.
No,
How old was your daughter then?
my daughter was about 3 years old.
Okay. And did Tatiana work?
No,
Okay. What did she do?
she stayed at home with the baby.
Okay, she stayed at home with the baby. What were your hours at Circle K usually?
Usually the late night shift, but 2 to 10 or sometimes it would go all the way to 12.
Okay, so sometimes it would stop at 10, and you say 10 at PM or AM. Okay, so it would be like afternoon going into the evening,
Yes,
and then at times you would work later than that.
yes.
How much later at times?
It would go all the way to 12 a.m.
Okay. And now at the time of this incident, obviously you were arrested, correct?
Yes,
And you weren't able to continue working at Circle K.
yes.
How long had you worked at Circle K previously at that location?
For about 2 or 3 months.
For about 2 or 3 months, and that was about your schedule that whole time you worked at Circle K.
Yes,
Okay, and your prior employment to Circle K, did you also work at a gas station?
yes. I did.
Okay, what gas station was that?
The Murphy Express.
Okay. Were there any incidents either at Circle K or at Murphy's that caused you to be a little bit concerned for your safety?
Yes, both places.
Okay, can you describe any incidents that happened at Murphy's that made you fear for your safety while at work?
There was one incident where there was this man, he came in and he just went to each aisle and just started throwing things in a bag. And when I confronted him outside the store about it, he told me he had a gun.
Okay, did you see a gun or did he just say I had a gun?
He just said he had one. I didn't see one.
And did you say that was at Murphy's or Circle K?
That was at Murphy's.
Okay, did anything happen at Circle K during those, I believe you said around 3 months that you worked there?
Yes, a woman was carjacked at a pump. She was shot in the leg.
Okay, and that was, were you working when that happened or was that on a different hour or day?
It was on a different shift, yeah.
Okay, so you weren't there, you didn't witness it,
No,
but I'm sure the word spread and you became aware of it.
yes,
Okay, and that happened outside at the pumps, not inside?
that was at the pumps.
Okay, now did those incidents, cause you to be concerned for your safety?
Yes, they did.
Okay, and what did that lead you to do to address that?
I purchased a firearm.
Okay,
My first firearm.
okay, now, so obviously, you've heard this case that, the firearm in question is a Canic 9mm.
Yes,
Did you purchase that firearm?
that's not that was not my first firearm, no.
No, and I know that, but I'm just asking, did you purchase the?
Yes,
the
I did
Canic?
purchase that, the Canic, yes.
Okay, and then so you owned other firearms previous to this Canic?
Yes,
Okay, what was the first firearm you purchased and when?
it was a Springfield, I know it was 2021. I can't remember specific month, it was a long time ago.
Okay, do you remember around when you purchased it? How old you were?
I was 21 years old, it was 2021,
Okay, were you working at a gas station when you purchased it?
yes.
Okay, and then, did you sell that firearm?
Yes, I did.
Sell it legally with a bill of sale?
Yes, I did.
Okay, why did you sell that firearm?
It was too expensive.
It was too expensive, so you sold it?
It was too expensive and too big. It wasn't one that I could carry easily.
Okay, so you needed money, is that what you're trying to say? Like, I'm just confused when you say it's too expensive, so I see.
Yes, it was too expensive for me and what I needed, yes.
Okay, so you sold it and then you said it was like too big?
Yes,
Okay, and then what firearm did you purchase next?
it was a Taurus G3C.
Okay, and then that firearm, how long did you own that?
I had that one for about 2 months or so.
Okay, was there anything wrong with that one, or why did you part with it?
It was too small.
Okay, so like did you test fire it and then you just decided you didn't like it? Is that what?
Yes,
Okay. And did you hold on to that one or did you sell that one?
I sold it.
Okay. And then the next firearm you purchased was what?
Was the Canon.
Okay. Now, have you always displayed good firearm?
No,
Okay. Can you describe for me either the first time you or a friend displayed what you would consider very poor firearm safety?
yes, me and my friend, we started playing this joke on each other when we would be out late at night driving. It started at a car wash and he just randomly fired his firearm into the ground to freak me out, and it was a dumb practical joke, and that's when I started doing the same with his gun.
Okay, so let's talk about that first incident. You said, so the first time was a friend firing the firearm, and you said it was at a car wash?
Yes,
What car wash?
it was at the Squeaky Clean on Thousand Oaks near Wetmore.
Okay. And when you say it was like a practical joke, okay, what do you mean by that? Like, were
He
you
was just
aware of
trying
it?
to scare me.
Okay, so you had no idea he was about to fire it,
No.
and I'm sorry, we gotta talk one or each, the other, so that she can write everything down, okay? So, and where did he fire that? Were you aware?
Into the ground.
Okay. And did that scare you?
Yes,
Okay, and you said that kind of became like a game. Did you return the favor to him and do the same?
yes.
Okay, can you describe that?
Well, we were riding around and he had his firearm close towards the cup holders, and I grabbed it and fired into the ground as well.
Okay. And you said it was in the cup holder and you fired into the ground. Was the vehicle in motion or was it stationary?
Yes, I was driving.
You were driving the vehicle?
Yes,
Okay, are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay. And did you fire the gun with your right hand or left hand?
My right hand.
Okay. Can you demonstrate for the jury how you were driving and fired that firearm out of the window? Okay, so, and that's your right hand. Where's your left hand?
On the steering wheel.
Okay, when you hold the steering wheel when you drive, where do you typically hold it?
I hold it on the bottom low.
with like both hands usually?
Yes.
Okay, so when you demonstrated that for us right now, you're also holding it on the bottom with your left hand,
Yes, yes,
and
sir.
then that leaves space for your right hand to come over the top,
Yes.
and then you had to hold your hand out the window and
Angled,
angled. Okay, when you say angled, angled where?
pointing to the ground.
Okay, to shoot into the ground? Okay, and so you did that when you were driving, is this at night or is this during the day?
This was at night.
Okay, and I mean, did that freak your friend out too?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Are there any other instances where you fired any type of weapon, not at a designated gun range in city limits?
Yes.
Okay, can you describe that?
Judge, I'm gonna object to this line of questioning that was irrelevant.
And Judge, it's relevant under 404A pertinent character trait, and just our fundamental right to rebut the state's theory of the case.
All right, can I have parties approach?
Okay, you can answer, Tyler.
Yes, there were other instances.
Okay, can you describe the next one?
This one would be one that I would do during a private sale of a firearm. The person wanted to make sure that it worked, that it was properly functioning, so I took the person by a railroad track and had them fire out my window.
Okay, what kind of gun was that?
It was a 22 long rifle.
Okay, so it was a rifle. Now firing at the railroad tracks, was that their idea or was that your idea?
It's my idea.
Okay, how did that individual seem to react to that? Were they kind of startled that you suggested it, or were they okay and went along with it?
No, they seemed very nervous and antsy.
But they still went along with it?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had an accidental discharge of a firearm?
Yes.
Okay, can you describe that?
Whenever I got my very first handgun, I was dry fire practicing inside of my parents' house, and I negligently didn't check the chamber and fired inside of my parents' house.
Okay, so is the clip out of the gun
Yes,
and you thought that it wasn't loaded,
yes,
but there was actually a round in the chamber?
yes, there was.
Okay, and so when you fire it, you think that there's just all you're gonna hear is the click?
Sustain as to leading.
But what actually happened?
What actually happened is the gun went off and shot right through a window.
Okay, which window?
It was a window on the side of the house.
Which house?
My house, my parents' house.
And when you say your parents,
It's the one on Buckmore, the 4514 Buckmore.
4514 Buckmore, okay. Where Joseph Gonzalez and Norma Gonzalez live?
Yes.
Okay, did they find out about that?
No,
So you didn't tell them?
no, I didn't.
Did they ever find the damage?
Yes.
And did you fess up and tell them what happened or no?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Scared of their reaction. I just didn't want to give my father any more reasons to be disappointed with me.
Okay. Can you describe your relationship with alcohol in your teen years and your early 20s? I know you're only 25 right now, but in your teen years and early 20s.
I didn't drink much in my teen years, but as I became older, as I turned 20, I began to start drinking a lot, drinking every day,
You would drink every day.
every day.
Okay. So even after work, you would drink.
Yes, I would drink, and I would always drink myself to sleep.
Okay. Did you have a healthy relationship with alcohol?
Not whatsoever.
Okay. Did you say you abused alcohol?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Why did you feel the need that you needed to drink to excess?
I just didn't have good coping skills at that point. It was the only thing that would help me manage and regulate myself so I could go to work every day and just take care of the things that I needed to.
Okay. Like, would you also drink to have fun?
Yes.
Would
I
you?
would drink with my friends socially as well.
Okay. And if you had to like describe how you are as a drunk, how would you describe that?
Obnoxious, giddy, probably someone you could laugh at.
Okay. Obnoxious in like what way?
Loud.
Okay. And so is it fair to say that you would also drink when you were stressed?
Yes.
So whether you're happy or stressed, you would drink for both reasons.
Yes.
Also when you were excited?
Yes.
Okay. Has alcohol caused stress in your relationships?
Yes, it has.
Can you describe the type of stress that it's caused between you and Tatiana?
It's caused a lot of tension in our relationship whenever I wasn't able to slow down. I was going out to the bars every single night when she needed help with my child home.
Do you understand how that's a problem?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand how she could be upset with you?
Yes.
You think that's a healthy environment for a 2-3-year-old?
No.
Was it more common that you would go home after your shift or more common that you would go out and party after your shift?
It was more common that I would go out.
That you would go out where and do what?
Usually to bars.
Okay. Okay, so in May of 2022, you're living where?
I'm living in my apartment at Oak Valley.
Okay, and you stated that Tatiana and your daughter lived with you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, tell me about the vehicle situation with you and Tatiana.
My Nissan Sentra was actually stolen from me, and when I got it back, the transmission was in bad shape and it wasn't able to really get me to work and get me back. So I was using my father's car.
Okay. And was that Sentra the only car that you and Tatiana had?
Yes.
Okay, she didn't have her own separate car from you?
No.
Okay, so that was the one vehicle for the both of you?
Yes.
And okay, and your dad, you said you were borrowing his car?
Yes.
Okay, what car was that?
That was the Nissan Rogue.
Okay. And how prior to the date of this incident, how long had you had that Rogue in your possession?
I had it for about 2 or 3 days.
Okay. And your dad wanted it back, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Did your dad need it back for a certain reason?
I believe so. I believe there was some kind of appointment he needed to meet to make. He's an architect.
Okay. Did your dad have another vehicle?
No.
Okay. So do you understand how that would upset your father?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And was he upset with you?
He was very upset.
Okay. Now, were you actually supposed to return that Nissan Rogue the day before May 21st, 2022, May 20th?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Did you go out and party that night too?
Yes.
Okay. And so did you drop your dad's vehicle off then?
No, I did not.
Okay. And so on May 21st, 2022, you stated your dad's upset. Is he texting you?
Yes, he is.
What sorts of things is he texting you?
He was telling me I was just like my biological family.
Is that hurtful to you?
Yes.
Why?
My biological family is, a lot of them are homeless and a lot of them are drug addicts.
Okay. And so that upset you a lot.
Yes,
Okay. And fair to say you were arguing back with your dad too.
yes,
Okay. Did you give him back that white Nissan Rogue during the day, or did you drive it to work?
I took it to work.
Okay. And now, at that period of time, when you have taken your vehicle to work, are you on Tatiana on good terms, or are you arguing?
We're arguing.
What are you arguing about?
We're arguing about me staying out all night, me not coming home until they're already asleep.
Okay. So you have two people arguing with you.
Yes,
Are you texting them while you're at work?
yes, I'm texting them both.
Are you getting in trouble because you're on your phone?
Yes, my coworkers do take notice.
Did anybody confront you about that?
Yes,
What did they tell you?
they told me to go stock the cooler in an effort to keep me focused on the job.
Okay. Now, did you make the decision to start drinking at work that day?
Yes, I did.
When and where and how did you go get alcohol while you're at work?
I told my coworker I was going to get food, and instead of going to get food, I went to go get alcohol.
Okay, where did you go get alcohol?
From a liquor store on Thousand Oaks and Nacogdoches.
Okay. What did you buy?
I believe it was a pint of E&J.
Okay. Second. Tyler, I'm going to show you what's been entered into evidence as State's Exhibit 51. You recognize that?
Yes,
Can you read the type of liquor that is on this bottle?
E&J vanilla.
Okay, is that the type of brandy that you purchased at the liquor store on your break?
Yes,
Okay, is that one of the bottles that you purchased?
yes,
Okay. And so you said that you did this while you told your coworkers that you were going to go get some food, right? But that was a lie.
yes, it was.
And what time, more or less, and if you don't remember, that's okay, but more or less, what time did you go do this?
Had to be a couple hours after I got to work, so probably about 5 or 6.
Okay. And you go buy that bottle of liquor. How and where do you drink it?
I get one of the 44-ounce cups from the gas station, and I pour it in there, and also pour Coke, and I just leave that cup in my car.
Okay. And so you're drinking it out of that cup?
Yes,
Okay. Do you drink the full contents of the bottle?
yes, I do.
You continue working.
Yes,
Does Tatiana get a notification that you've bought alcohol at work?
yes, she does.
And does she confront you about that?
Yes, she starts getting very upset.
Telling you could be fired for drinking at work?
Yes,
And but you continue working, correct?
yes, I do.
Okay. Was that the only time you bought alcohol during that shift?
No,
Okay. When was the other time that happened?
no, I told my coworker I was going out for a cigarette break because I had smoked at that time, and I left and went to the liquor store again.
Okay. So you told your coworker that you were going to take a cigarette break, but you went to was it the same liquor store?
Yes,
Okay. And what type of liquor did you buy at the liquor store?
it was the same thing.
Okay, so you just bought an identical bottle of what you had already drank earlier that day.
Yes,
Do you prepare it the same way?
yes, I do.
Okay, in one of the gas station cups? Okay, and where are you drinking this one? Are you drinking it in the car? Are you drinking it?
I leave it in my car.
And so when you say you leave it in your car, are you just like chugging the whole thing? Or are you going out and like taking sips of it? Tell us how you drink it.
I'm taking big gulps of it whenever I do go outside to smoke.
Okay, so you're smoking cigarettes
Yes,
and you're taking smoke breaks while you're working,
yes,
and then you just go out to your car and take sips of that.
yes.
During your shift, do you get in contact with Harold Clements?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how did you know Harold Clements at this time?
He was my coworker from Murphy's.
Okay, so that's how you met. You two were coworkers at Murphy's.
Yes,
Would you go out and party sometimes with Harold?
yes, I would.
Would you drink with Harold?
Yes,
Smoke marijuana with Harold?
yes,
Okay. And obviously on May 21st, 2022, your dad is really on you about wanting his car back.
yes,
Do you get in contact with Harold during your shift sometime?
yes.
And what are you telling Harold?
I'm telling him that I need help taking my dad's car back, that I'll need a ride back to my place.
Okay. And so, when is the end of your shift on May 21st, 2022?
It's around 10 o'clock.
Okay. Do you finish that second bottle of liquor while on the shift?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Where do you go and what do you do next?
My coworker Maria, she did not have a vehicle, and I had offered her to give her rides home whenever it got dark because it was a bad area. So I gave her a ride home, and then from there I go to a Circle K right by the Motel 6, and I buy more alcohol.
Okay. What kind of alcohol do you buy?
I buy two 24-ounce beers.
What kind of beers?
They're Dos Equis, salt and lime.
Okay, so you buy two 24-ounce beers.
Yes,
Now, to be clear, is this the Circle K that you work at or a different Circle K?
this is a different one.
Okay. And so you buy the beers, where do you go to next?
I'm there in the parking lot for a while, having a hard time, but then eventually I meet up with my friend Harold.
Okay, when you say having a hard time, what do you mean? Describe that to us.
I'm just getting off of work, and I just feel the pressure of everything of the whole day, of everyone coming down on me. And I'm asking God to just change my life somehow, change it and make me change.
Okay. And so after that, where do you go?
Then I go to Harold's house.
Okay, and when you say Harold's house,
Yeah, or motel.
okay, and so, may I approach, Judge?
Yes.
Tyler, I'm gonna have you point out on this map. So when you say you were working at the at the Circle K, is there a Circle K? Is one of these yellow markings where your Circle K was?
Yes, this one right here.
Okay, and then so after you leave that, you give Maria a ride, right?
Yes,
And then you stated that you bought some beer and were having a hard time in a parking lot, right?
yes, that was right over here.
Okay, so that Circle K was right over there, close to Harold's apartment
Yes,
or motel. Okay, so he was staying in a motel.
yes, he was.
Okay, and then where is Harold's motel?
It's right next to it.
Okay, and where's the apartment that you and Tatiana stay at?
Right over here.
Okay, that's where you stay with your 3-year-old daughter.
Yes,
Okay, so you get to Harold's apartment and you have 2 beers, right?
yes.
What do you do at Harold's apartment?
At Harold's place, we just started smoking. That's what I usually did when I got off of work, smoking, and I was finishing my beers, and we were just talking. I believe we were talking about this new Top Gun movie that just came out, the Maverick one, and we were just making small talk about things like that.
Okay, so and when you say smoking, are you smoking cigarettes or marijuana?
Marijuana.
Okay. So what's the mood like when you're with Harold? Is it sad or is it like lighthearted?
It's lighthearted, the same as it usually always is.
Okay, so you weren't like using him as kind of like a de facto therapist for your problems or anything like that?
No, I wasn't.
So you weren't discussing all your issues with him?
No,
Okay, you were just kind of talking to distract yourself.
yes,
And so do you finish those two 24-ounce beers?
yes, I do.
Okay. And more or less, what time do you think you got to Harold's place?
I think it probably would have been about 11 or so.
Okay. And then you finish those beers. Do you drink anything else at Harold's that you know of?
Yes, he has more beer in the fridge that I drink.
Okay. And so you're there at Harold's place. You said drinking, smoking. Does it come up that you two want to go anywhere else?
Yes, Harold looks at me and he tells me, hey, if you want to make last call, we better make it now. We better go now.
Okay. And so where did you two go?
We go to Two Rivers Tavern.
Okay. Can you show us on this map where the Two Rivers Tavern is? Okay, so you two go from his Motel 6 to the Two Rivers Tavern.
Yes,
Okay, do you know more or less around what time that you two left and then got to the Two Rivers Tavern?
we had to have left about 1 o'clock or so.
Okay, and then you do more drinking at the Two Rivers Tavern?
Yes,
Okay, have you been to Two Rivers previously?
yes,
At that time, was it like one of your regular places or?
yes, it was usually where we went.
Okay. Now, are you aware if Two Rivers engages in like 8-liner
Yes.
business? Okay. How do you know that?
I've seen the blacked out suite next to the bar.
Okay,
I've seen it when the door opens, all the gambling machines in there.
okay. And so you're drinking at Two Rivers, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a rum mints.
What are Rumple Mints?
It's this really strong liquor. It's like 50% alcohol.
How are you drinking it? Are you taking shots? Are you mixing drinks?
In shots.
You're taking it in shots. What's the mood like with you and Harold at the Two Rivers? Is it kind of the same as his apartment, or has it shifted in any way?
No, it's the same.
Okay. How would you describe your mood, his mood?
I mean, we're uplifted. It's fine. It's happy. It's easygoing. There's nothing serious being talked about, really.
Okay. And so how late do you believe that you stayed at the Two Rivers Tavern?
I think we stayed there probably all the way to last call, which has to be around closing 2 o'clock, 1:55.
Okay. So last call, did they do that right at 2, or did they do that a little bit
A
beforehand?
little bit beforehand.
Okay. Did they give you a chance to buy a last drink?
Yes,
Did you buy a last drink?
yes, I did.
And what did you buy?
I had gotten a double shot of Rumple Mints.
Okay. And now tell me how you two actually got to the Two Rivers Tavern. Did you both drive in the same vehicle? Did you drive separate vehicles?
We drove in separate cars
Okay, why was that?
because I told him I needed to take my father's vehicle back.
Okay, your father was upset with you for keeping it too long?
Yes,
Okay, so you two separately drove to the Two Rivers Tavern.
yes,
Both of your vehicles are in that parking lot.
yes.
Okay. Now, after last call, you said you had a double shot of Rumple Mints. Do you know about how many shots of Rumple Mints you have? Or if you don't know, don't guess, but
I can't remember.
okay, but you know you were having multiple shots?
Yes,
Okay. Do you know if you were wearing your glasses that night?
I can't remember.
Okay. Is it fair to say you were intoxicated?
Yes,
And then, so you said that you left, around what time do you and Harold walk out of the Two Rivers Tavern?
probably about 1:50 or so.
Okay. And, what do you do next? Do you take any smoke breaks? Do you do anything?
Yeah, we smoke a cigarette, and we get in our cars and agree to meet at my parents' house.
Okay, so, You smoked a cigarette. Did Harold smoke a cigarette too?
Yes, he did.
And then where did you smoke the cigarettes? Just there in the parking lot?
Yes,
And so you get in your vehicle
yes,
and does Harold get in his vehicle?
yes, he gets in his vehicle too.
Okay, who leaves first?
I do.
Okay, so you leave first and so you're trying to get to where?
I'm trying to get back to my parents' house.
Okay, now this entire time, do you still have your firearm on you or did you leave it anywhere?
I still have my firearm on me.
Okay, how did you carry your firearm when you were at work? Can you,
I carried it appendix in the front of my waistband.
can you stand up and kind of demonstrate for the jury what you mean by that?
In the front of my waistband right here.
I mean, just would it be loose or would it be in a holster?
It would be in a holster.
So you'd have a holster that would go inside your pants
Yes,
and then the firearm would go into that holster.
yes,
So that gun was on you the entire time you were at the Circle K
yes,
and all throughout the time where you were with Harold.
yes.
Okay. Now, were you even allowed to carry a firearm at Circle K?
Policy wise, no.
Okay. Did your coworkers know that you did anyways?
Yes, at Murphy's and Circle K.
Okay. Like who knew? Would it be like your fellow employees or bosses or?
Yes, my fellow employees, my coworkers.
Okay. And did you ever get in trouble for it?
No,
So nobody ratted you out or anything like that?
no.
Okay. But it was against company policy to do that.
Yes, it was.
But you decided to do it anyways.
Yes.
Why?
I decided it would be better to make sure I got home to my daughter than anything bad happening to me while I was at work.
Okay. And those previous incidents you discussed, did that kind of make you fear for your safety?
Yes,
Okay. And so you stated that you're the first one to leave the parking lot.
yes.
What vehicle are you in?
I'm in my father's Nissan Rogue.
Okay. How would you describe the lighting that night?
It was very dark, stormy.
Okay. When you say stormy, was it raining or was it just?
It wasn't raining.
Okay.
It
Like
was just overcast.
okay. And you get any ideas while you're on the way back to your dad's place?
Yes, I do. I get a very impulsive idea thinking, I'm not gonna have a vehicle, I'm not gonna be able to take my firearm to the range. So I think it'd be a good idea to shoot it.
Okay. Just like those other times you've done previously?
Yes,
Okay. Now, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you Defendant's Exhibit 75. Recognize this?
yes,
Okay, is this an overhead map that includes your dad's place?
yes.
Okay, and when you left the two rivers, where do you turn? And not on this map, just tell me, where do you turn? You're getting out of the parking lot, where do you turn?
I turned right onto O'Connor Road.
Okay, like right onto O'Connor or left?
Right.
Okay,
Right
you turn
onto-
right onto O'Connor. So there's there's a way to get out and you turn right onto O'Connor Road.
Yes,
Okay, and so you're on O'Connor Road, which way you're traveling? North or south?
the north.
Okay. And now, so you're on O'Connor. How are you intending to get back to your father's home?
I'm intending to go through the Nacogdoches Light, on O'Connor Road and down Santa Gertrudis.
Okay. And then is that street actually outlet to another street?
Yes, it outlets to Higgins.
Okay. And you need Higgins to then get back to Bellcrest to then get back to your dad's place.
Yes,
Okay. Have you traveled that way previously
yes,
to get back to your dad's place from O'Connor Road?
yes.
Okay. I'm gonna also. Okay, Tyler. I'm gonna show you what I've marked as defendant's exhibit 81. So just take your time, take a look at these photos and let me know if you recognize them.
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you recognize these photos?
Yes,
Are they fair and accurate?
yes,
Do they accurately depict what's in them?
yes.
Okay. Judge, at this time, I tender defendant's exhibit 81 through 88 to the state and offer into evidence.
All right, defense exhibits 81 through 88 is submitted without objection.
Tyler, in defendant's exhibit 81 and 82. Is this an intersection?
Yeah,
Or do at least streets intersect?
Yes.
Maybe it's not a four-way intersection, but do two streets meet each other?
yes.
What two streets are those?
Santa Cruz Treatise and O'Connor.
Okay, and you stated that you've previously driven this route before.
Yes,
Is there anything at the corner of Santa Gertrudis and O'Connor?
a church.
Okay, is there a sign for a church?
Yes,
Okay, what does that sign say in defendant's exhibit 82?
Christ Church, San Antonio, the gospel changes everything.
And Judge, I published defendant's exhibit 81 and 82 to the jury. And now defendant's exhibit 83, 84, and 85. Can you describe for us what's in these exhibits?
Yes, it's a big church infrastructure with another infrastructure in the back of it.
Okay, so it looks like we have like a big building and then a more of like a chapel building, is that correct?
Yes,
And there's a parking lot there too,
yes,
a parking lot that outlets onto Santa Gertrudis Street.
yes.
And Judge, if I could publish defendant's exhibits 83, 84, and 85 to the jury.
All right, that will be granted.
Now, in defendant's exhibit 86, is this just beyond those two structures you described?
Yes,
Okay, what do we see in defendant's exhibit 86?
a big open field.
Okay, and defendant's exhibit 87. What else do you see there beyond the parking lot?
Some more trees and forest.
Okay, and there's an open field there and trees and forest behind
Yes.
that. And in defendant's exhibit 87, when you're driving, if you take a left onto Santa Gertrudis from O'Connor, does this go uphill or downhill? If you're
It
taking,
goes uphill.
okay, it goes uphill. And then now defendant's exhibit 88. What's in defendant's exhibit 88?
It's a lot of field and land and trees.
Is this the space behind the churches on Santa Gertrudis?
Yes,
Okay. If I could publish defendant's exhibit 86, 87, and 88 to the jury.
Granted.
Now, Tyler, I know that you stated you got an idea to shoot your gun, correct?
yes,
Had you ever shot your firearm, that particular firearm, the Canic, prior to this date?
no, I did not.
Okay. Where were you intending to shoot your firearm?
Into the ground in a field.
Okay. And was it in those fields that was in defendant's exhibits that we just went over?
Yes,
Okay, just past that church?
yes,
Okay. So now describe for me your thought process. You're on O'Connor Road, correct?
yes,
Okay, and just in detail, step by step, tell me what you do next.
There's not a lot of action between my thought and me doing it. I decide that I want to shoot my gun. And I'm not gonna be able to go to the range, and my dad's probably not gonna let me use his vehicle because I didn't give it back to him when he told me to. So I immediately pull out my gun and I slow down because I think my turn's coming up while I'm cocking the firearm back because I didn't carry one in the chamber. Then I turn and roll down my window and I start firing into the ground. I fire 3 times and then my ears are still ringing.
Okay, so let's pause there. So you fired 3 times into the ground. And you say your ears just start ringing.
Yes.
Can you hear anything else at that point?
No.
What do you experience next?
I don't hear the gunshots, but I like feel getting hit, the car getting hit by gunshot rounds, and I freak out and try to drive away as fast as I can.
Do you have any idea who is shooting at you?
No, I don't see any lights. I don't see even any vehicles, no cars, nothing.
Did you see any police officers in that parking lot?
No, I did not.
Did you recognize any police vehicle in that parking lot?
No, I did not.
Okay, so you feel yourself getting hit and you say you don't know who's shooting at you. What's going through your mind when you know you've been shot at, but you don't know who's shooting at you?
I just wanted to get away as fast as I could.
So you
just trying to put the pedal to the metal, just put my pedal completely down to the floor and just get away.
Okay. And so at a certain point, do you realize you're not where you thought you were?
Yes.
Okay. At what point do you realize that?
It's when I'm driving on the street and I'm coming up to a cul-de-sac.
Okay. And so what do you do?
I decide to go through the cul-de-sac, over the cul-de-sac to where I wanted to be on Higgins.
Why do you decide to do that?
Because I don't know who's shooting at me, if somebody's chasing me, if somebody's coming after me. I just wanted to get back to my parents' house.
Okay. How intoxicated are you at this point, Tyler?
Extremely.
Okay. And you understand how dangerous it is to drive while you're that intoxicated?
Yes, I do.
Okay, was that a good idea?
No, it was not.
So do you eventually make it back to your dad's place?
Yes, I do.
Okay, where do you park the vehicle? Do you park it in his driveway or on the street?
Just right in the driveway.
Okay. And then, so the plan was to have Harold meet you at your dad's place, correct?
Yes.
Does he get to your dad's house?
Yes, he does. He eventually makes it there.
Okay. Now, how does he pick you up? Does he pull into the driveway? Does he stay in the street?
No, he stayed by the street. He pulled near the mailbox.
Okay, he pulled near the mailbox. And where do you go? You just get into his car?
Yes.
Okay. And I mean, did you tell him at all, like what happened? What's your thought process?
I tell him that I can't go back to the apartment because I don't know if there's people following me or who was shooting at me. I just told him that somebody shot at me. I didn't give him a location or anything like that. I just told him to take me back to his motel, and that's where we went.
Okay. So you get back to the motel, around what time?
Had to have been around 2:15 or so.
Okay. I mean, do you know for sure, or you just?
No, I cannot remember.
Okay. But you do go back to the Motel 6,
Yes.
the one that we pointed out previously.
Yes.
Okay. And, okay, so you go into the motel room
Yes.
and you fall asleep.
Yes.
About what time do you wake up?
I woke up at about 6 o'clock, if I could remember correctly.
Okay. I mean, were you hungover? Were you still drunk?
Yes.
And so, what do you ask Harold?
Yeah, I wake him up and I tell him that I need to go back home.
Okay, are you aware of everything that's happened the night before and
No.
what the news says at this point?
No, I'm not aware.
Okay, so you just tell him I need to get back.
Yes,
And then, okay, so you. So does he take you back to your apartment?
yes, it is looking back.
Around what time do you get back to your apartment?
It was probably around 6:30 or so.
Okay, in the morning?
Yes,
And then, when you get back, for Tatiana and your daughter, are they awake or asleep?
they're asleep.
Okay, and so what do you do?
No, I climb in bed next to them and I go to sleep too.
Okay. Now, what happens when you wake up?
I'm sleeping in bed and then my wife wakes me up and she's asking me about some article in the news where it says that police were shot at. And she's telling me the location and I'm telling her there's no way, it's I was not there. And I eventually realized with everybody trying to call me with the detectives and everything, they're probably gonna take me in.
So there was a detective that was reaching out to you
Yes, sir.
on your phone? Okay, so at this point, are you starting to pull it all together?
Yeah,
And then you're arrested, correct?
yes.
Okay, and then tell me also, Tyler, so when you're on the way back, when you're on the way back from getting shot at, what do you do anything else with the firearm?
Yes, I make sure to take my clip out and then unrack the chamber that's in the round because I don't wanna get into some kind of crazy firefight or anything like that. I just wanna get away.
Okay, so you rack it, you take the clip out and then you eject one from the chamber.
Yes,
And so you've seen that there was a live round as well as a spent shell casing in the vehicle.
yes,
Is that live round probably the one that you ejected?
yes.
And so you said you ejected it, why?
Because I didn't wanna have anything in the chamber. I didn't wanna get into a firefight with anybody.
Okay. And so, and so you're telling Tatiana that like, it couldn't have been me, I didn't shoot at police, correct?
Yes,
And then you're texting with Harold too, correct?
yes.
And is he almost like confronting you?
Yeah, he's saying that there was an article about me shooting at the police and I was texting him back telling him I didn't shoot at the fucking cops.
Okay. But prior to that, he said, he was saying something to the effect of, Tyler, you didn't tell me you shot at cops.
Yeah,
And then, is that how you responded?
yes, that is how I responded.
Okay, saying, Harold, I didn't shoot at the fucking cops.
Yes,
Okay. And so you're taken into custody,
yes,
correct? And you're taken to downtown to the police station to get a statement.
yes.
Now you've seen the video. Were you wearing your glasses in that video?
No, I was not.
Do you wear contacts, Tyler?
No, I don't wear contacts.
You always wear glasses?
I've always worn glasses.
Okay, why don't you wear contacts?
I wore contacts when I played sports when I was younger, but I slept with them while in my eyes and now they don't, they cause a lot of irritation in my eyes now, so I don't use them.
Okay, so you've slept with them?
Yes,
Fair to say, if you're in that party lifestyle, you might fall asleep with contacts in and have them irritate your eyes.
yes,
Okay, and so you get downtown and you lie to Detective Tudor.
yes,
Okay, was that a good decision?
no,
You essentially just act like you weren't even in the area, didn't fire any shots. You have no idea what he's talking about, right?
yes.
Why'd you do that?
I just thought playing dumb and separating myself from the situation might be able to get me out of those cuffs. I don't know why.
Okay. Did you feel like if you told your story that they would believe you?
No,
Okay. So you just, in your mind, you thought if I just try to act like I'm not at the scene, maybe they won't take me in.
yeah,
You see in that video that you're concerned about getting to work, right?
yes,
that you're saying, hey, can I text my boss?
Yes.
Were you worried about your work at that time?
Yes, I was the only one working and paying the rent for my apartment, so it was a livelihood for me and my family.
Did you think that you were gonna be able to go back to work that day?
For some reason I did.
Okay. And now that you're here and you have this trial, does that kind of seem silly in retrospect?
Yes, very silly.
Okay. Tyler, do you have anything against police officers?
No, not at all.
Do you think the police should be defunded?
No, I don't.
Why not?
And because I feel like there are a lot of good police officers and a lot of them do leave their families to protect other people's.
Okay. Now you heard Officer Hymas testify, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You heard him talk about how he felt that night,
Yes,
what was going through his head,
yes,
how he was thinking about his wife and his daughter and how his wife was pregnant, right?
yes.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel really, really bad. I'm a father myself, and if I got a chance to tell him, I would tell him that I'm so sorry for scaring him that way and putting him in fear of his life.
Okay. Do you have any animosity to the fact that he fired at you that night?
Not whatsoever. I don't blame his reaction at all.
Have you ever wanted to harm a police officer in any way?
No, not at all.
Now, Tyler, I'm gonna, may I approach, Judge?
Yes.
Now, you said that, don't agree with that whole slogan of defunding the police, correct?
Correct.
Do you remember when that came about?
Yes.
What is the relevancy?
For a judge and our fundamental right to rebut the state's theory of the case.
All right, you can ask the question.
Okay, you can answer, Tyler. I think I said, do you remember the current events that were going on when that slogan came about?
Yes, it was around the time that the George Floyd incident had happened.
Okay, and were there different people that you saw on social media saying things against the police?
Yes, there was a lot of people saying that they should defund the police.
Now, did you make any sort of post in response to that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, now just off the top of your head, more or less, what did you post?
No, I was saying there was no reason to talk about how bad people are in doing their job, especially if you don't do anything like their job. I was saying that there was still good police officers.
Okay, now Tyler, I'm gonna show you what I've marked as, what I'm going to mark as defendant's exhibit 89. All right. Defendant's exhibit 89, 90, and 91. Okay. Do you recognize defendant's exhibits 89 and 90?
Yes,
What is this? What are we seeing?
it's my Facebook profile.
Okay. And in this Facebook profile, does it say married to Tatiana Martinez?
Yes,
Does it say lives in San Antonio? It
yes,
says from San Antonio.
yes.
And what's the name on that Facebook profile?
No, Shaggy Serious.
And then does it have in a parentheses something?
Yes,
What's in parentheses?
Tyler Ashbaugh.
That's you, right?
Yes,
And then what date of birth is associated with that Facebook profile?
January.
Okay. And then defendant's exhibit 91. Is this a fair and accurate depiction of that Facebook post that you were discussing?
Yes,
What date did you make that Facebook post?
June 16th, 2020.
Okay, and what do you say, what do you state in that Facebook post?
I say OTFC.
What does that say? What does that mean? For
which
those of us
means
that aren't hip with the slang, so what does OTFC mean?
on the fucking cool.
Okay, and then keep going.
if you don't have a gun on your hip every time you walk into work, then STFU about what cops are supposed to do and not do. There are good ones and bad ones. You're shitting on all of the fucking great, hardworking men that's out here who leave their family to protect yours.
You made that post?
Yes,
What's the date on that post?
June 16th, 2020.
Okay, so that's about 2 years prior to the incident that brought you here to court, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Judge, at this time, I would tender defendants exhibit 89 through 91 to the state and offer an evidence.
All right, state's exhibits 89, 90, and 91 are admitted.
Defendants, Judge.
I'm sorry, defense exhibits 89, 90, and 91 are admitted without objection.
May I publish into the?
Yes.
Okay, Tyler. Has your stance changed since that post?
No, it has not.
Obviously, police thought they were shooting, or. Correct that, so. Police thought that they were being shot at, correct, in this case?
Yes, they believe that they were being shot.
And they shot at you.
Yes,
You still believe what you wrote in that post?
yes, I do.
Okay. What lessons have you learned from this whole case, Tyler?
I'm gonna object this to relevant.
Sustained.
Okay, Tyler, now you stated that you don't know if you're wearing the glasses that night, right?
Yes,
Is that due to your level of intoxication?
yes, that is.
I'm gonna show you State's Exhibit 38. You recognize that?
Yes, I do.
Is that the floorboard of the white Nissan Rogue?
Yes, it is.
Okay, what do you notice on the bottom of your mat?
One of my glasses went to my broken glasses.
Okay, is that do you believe that that is your broken glass lens?
Yes,
Is it more or less the same shape of the glasses you're wearing now?
yes, it is.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, can I have parties approach? So at this point, we're going to come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. On Wednesday, the same number of jurors that were here when you all were called up for jury duty are going to be here for Wednesday. So you're probably going to need to arrive at about 8:30 to be assured of a parking space. Remember the court's previous instructions. You're not allowed to discuss or Google or do any research on this case. Everything that you need to know about this case is to come from inside the courtroom. All right, we can go off the record. And I know there's an issue with a chair squeak or something. So we've already talked to someone and they're gonna come and take care of that. So that'll be taken care of before you all come back tomorrow.